Hello everybody, welcome to Anime Mystics. I figured, since Lostbelt came out, was it today? No. Yeah, it came out last night. That I would just play through it. Not all of it, obviously, in one sitting. That would take a while. But, I figure I could play through some of it and continue on probably tomorrow or Sunday. Probably Sunday. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a lot of reaction videos. So I've been wanting to do a gaming thing anyway. So I play a lot of mobile gacha games. I figure I might as well put those to use and play some of them for you. I do, like I said, I play a lot of them, so I have more than Fate. Maybe after I'm done playing through this time, I can show you all which ones I have, and you can all let me know which ones you want me to play, or I'll just pick a few, whichever happens first. So I almost made a mistake yesterday. I almost started playing the first part of the new Lostbelt. I had told myself that I was going to do this, and I was going through the daily quests and playing to get some embers. And then when I was done, I was like, not really thinking, and plus I was half asleep because I was in bed when I was doing this, and I pressed on it. So I quickly closed the app, and hopefully it didn't just skip the first part of the story. So we're gonna check to see if that happened or not. I'm hoping not. So let's get into it. I am gonna do the story segments. I know there were some people who are playing through it and not doing story. I'll put spoilers in the title for those who don't want to actually watch the story segments. I'll put timestamps so you can skip and you can play through the story on your own. But I'm gonna do everything. So let's get into this. Okay. I've been looking forward to this. I actually thought this wasn't coming out until next month. Like middle of next month or something, but got released, well, today. Okay, I guess I'll read through it, out loud. If you all don't want me to do that in the next one, just let me know and I'll stop and I'll just let it sit for a few seconds while you all read it. Alright. And so, our history came to an end. It's been 90 days since the invasion from space began. In that time, the entire planet has been wiped clean. We've been fighting back for 3 months. 3 long, arduous months. Every single attempt ended in failure. Of course they did. We had all kinds of security measures in place to deal with other countries, but we were completely unprepared for an invasion from outer space. The United States fought hard to the last man, but even so, they only lasted a matter of days. With no other options left to them, all the few remaining humans could do was stand by and stare around dumbfounded at the endless stretch of nothingness. Everyone resigned themselves to the fact that each passing day could well and truly be their last. But not me. I just couldn't let it end like this. So I turned my back on the campsite and walked away like a petulant child, casting a deaf ear to the people offering up their final prayers. Before me, I saw a vast wasteland of endless white. Any trace of humanity had been erased. We no longer had any hope for survival, let alone of turning the tide. Nothing we tried had even the slightest effect. In this wasteland, I searched through old records like a raccoon pawing through garbage. I managed to find an old motorcycle with barely enough fuel for a one-way trip and began riding across the blinding white wasteland. It's just, nothing about this makes sense. There are so many unanswered questions. If I'm going to die, I at least want to know why. I can accept an alien invasion. I can even accept the end of the world. But I can't accept not knowing why they invaded us or how. The invasion lasted a good 90 days. There must have been some sign leading up to it. Someone must have seen this coming. Or maybe someone knew this was coming and decided to let it happen. How did the invaders first make their way to Earth to begin with? Someone needs to figure at least that much out, or humanity will never be able to rest in peace. So I'll keep exploring until I find a lead, some sort of clue that could lead me to the answers I seek. This recording might just be me talking to myself, but still, there's every chance that this is the last document remaining on Earth. My name is David. David Bluebook. I'm an oddball setting off on the last trip of his life, searching for answers in a world where I'll be lucky to see tomorrow. David Bluebook, huh? Okay. Researcher's Log, 2018. 18 hours have passed since the events we observed in New Mexico. At least Subject E has been relocated to this base. Honestly, I can barely contain my excitement. This is the biggest thing to happen since the Roswell UFO incident in 1947. I have no idea how it ended up making an emergency landing on this planet, and I don't care. What I do know is that our visitor is at death's door and needs our help if it's going to survive. I also know that it is an intelligent life form and is nothing like us humans. It's for beggars' belief, thank goodness for the boundless capacity of the human imagination. Its form, beggars' belief. So I had to reread that. This visitor from a distant world looks exactly like the sort of thing one would see in a horror movie. Can I see it? I'd like to see what it looks like. My orders are to perform surgery on this new friend from beyond the stars to save its life and hopefully establish communication. I'm literally trembling with excitement. My entire staff and I are eager to begin our work. This will be a difficult operation, but we will save it. This will be by far the most fulfilling work I've ever done. How could I not see that it succeeds? My only regret is that I won't be able to share these discoveries with the outside world. This project is as classified as they come, and who knows if it will ever be disclosed to the public. Until then, we must continue to nurse it back to health in secret, here in this underground facility. It is here that I must study the strange new life form. These tree roots come to life. Tree roots? Like Groot? Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to start a story, I guess. No battles here. And I get a Saint Quartz. Nice. I have 21 so far. If I get another 9 throughout this thing, maybe I'll do a roll for Anastasia. Or Anastasia, whichever you prefer to call her. I mean, I don't expect to get her with that one roll, but it's worth a shot, right? Maybe I'll get Adelante Alter. Or that other guy. I don't know his name. Oh, this is loading quite a bit. There we go. Okay. Is this Team A? Yep. It has been 90 days, 3 full months since the Tree of Emptiness took root. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that guy's name. I'm just going to call him Kiers. The world has been successfully rewritten with the Lostbelts. The felling theoretical phenomenon is complete. Let us take a moment to celebrate this milestone. None of this world have been possible without each of your devoted efforts. None of this would have been possible without each of your devoted efforts. Psh, you're giving us way too much credit, Kiers. None of us has done anything worth celebrating yet. Like I said, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that dude's name. This is Beryl? Beryl? I'm going to say Beryl. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comments. The foreign god did all the work, invading and rewriting history and the world and all that. All we've done is keep our Lostbelt kings in good spirits. The real work's only just starting, yeah? Ophelia, you don't get it, Beryl. Stabilizing the Lostbelt and growing the tree are one and the same. Lord Kiers is telling us to devote ourselves to maintaining our contracts with the Lostbelt servants. At least this is somebody whose name I can pronounce. Like I know how to pronounce this name. Ophelia. Particularly masters like you, who treat this as some kind of game. Whoa, whoa, easy there, Ophelia. Looks really can kill when you're the one giving them. That aside, Lord Kiers, huh? Changed a bit since you woke up, haven't you? Don't worry. I won't give you too much shit about that. I get why you want to cling to someone under the circumstances. But as long as we're on the subject, let me make something clear here. I've never been more serious in my life. We already died once. Think I don't know better than to treat this like a game? This foreign god person might have resuscitated us this time, but I don't see that happening a second time. So you better believe that I want to get things taken care of while I'm still kicking. After all, you can only enjoy stealing and killing while you're alive. Don't you agree, David? I hope that's how you pronounce that. Indeed, you cannot experience the sensation that accompanies methodical killing from the confines of the coffin. Happily, our respective regions are quite primitive, so we are afforded plenty of opportunities for that experience now. You said it. They keep coming at us, practically begging for us to kill them. Not a lot of time to screw around, huh? I see. I feel sorry for your Lostbelts. So from what I understand, this is the guy in this Lostbelt. Karak. I think that's how you pronounce his name. What's the matter, Karak? Beryl is his usual self, but you seem a bit off. What's bothering you? Pepperoncino? I'm gonna call him Pepper. You look just dreadful. Oh my, those bags under your eyes. Have you not been sleeping? Or is it just that you're under a lot of stress? Both. Never mind me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm sorry, you know I can't do that, Karak. If you really want me to leave you be, then at the very least, I need to see a smile from you. How could I not be sad, seeing a friend so down in the dumps? I can't help worrying about you, whatever you might think on the subject. Understand? If you really want to be alone, you need to be strong enough to handle it. And if you're letting your stress show like that, then you clearly aren't. Why not try relieving a bit of that stress with a bit of fun? This suggestion won't win points for originality, but how about some tea? I found some great tea leaves here in my own Lostbelt. I'd be happy to let you have some. I bet the Grand Duchess would be delighted as well. None of your business. I swear you just don't change no matter what happens, do you? Pepe? Okay, I guess Guess I'll just call him that then. Pepe. Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. I must say, that wasn't bad, Katak. I'm not praising you. That was an insult. Sheesh. How come you're not telling this guy not to treat this like a game, Ophelia? Pepe's different. He's always like this. Exactly. He doesn't listen to what people tell him. Just think about that weird nickname he picked for himself. He's a dyed-in-the-wool optimist. Or maybe a natural-born outlaw. Either way, you don't want to see him get serious, you know? He'd only ever show his true colors if the shit really hit the fan. Like the apocalypse or something. Actually, scratch that. Maybe not even then. Taking a drink. No more wasting our time. Kiers, what did you want to talk about? I'm just going to call you Hinako. We've already reported in about our Lostbelts. Mine isn't fit for territory expansion, and I have no intention of competing with the rest of you. If you want to fight over who gets to rule this planet, knock yourselves out. Did I not already tell you all this? You think we buy that? You can't just shut yourself away and sit this one out. Akuta. I'll just say whatever name comes up. It's not like her names are hard. In the end, we're going to have to choose a single Lostbelt. If you give up on expanding your Lostbelt's territory, it'll just be a matter of time until another Lostbelt invades it. You really want to just lose by default? You're okay with that? Yes, I am. And if my Lostbelt ends up disappearing, I'm fine with that too. This time, I just want to stay there right up to the end. As long as I'm satisfied, I'll go along with the rest of the cryptors. So you don't give a shit about this power struggle thing, huh? Can't blame you. We all know who's gonna win anyway. Kiers could beat all of ours put together with his hands tied behind his back. Go to the log. This whole game to figure out who's going to be the king of the earth has been rigged from the start. Thank God they have a log. I'm not exactly the fastest reader, so I apologize about that. I mean, you should see how bad mine and David's Lostbelts are. There's just no way these are possibilities for how humanity would turn out. But there's not a damn thing wrong with Kiers' Lostbelt. Hell, things might even be better there than in proper human history. No fair, right? I swear, he was already the favorite to win before we even got started. No accounting for the luck of the born nobleman, huh? You've got nothing to say, I see. Not yet, anyway. Beryl, hold your tongue. Lord Kiers conquered that city entirely on his own merits. Why else do you think he has no fewer than 3 divine spirits? Really? You will hold your tongue as well, Ophelia. Beryl is not incorrect. But it's alright. It is plain to all that I will emerge the victor. No comments about how I go about claiming my inevitable victory will change that. Now then, hologram or not, I did not call you all here today to go over your Lostbelt's growth. An hour ago, one of my servants foretold the appearance of a spirit origin graph and a round circle. The spirit origin graph belongs to Chaldea, while the round circle no doubt refers to Mash Kyrielite's shield. This means they are finally about to re-emerge from void space following their escape from Antarctica. So they're still alive. Even after 3 whole months spent wandering void space. Man, it took them 3 months? I guess I can't blame them if they have no idea where they're actually going. I see. And after Anastasia went to all that trouble to have the Mages Association appoint a new director who should have been easy to manipulate. I think I said that name right. Koyanskaya? Perhaps you made the wrong choice, Wodheim. My servant could have destroyed the entire base, you know. Silence. No, our plan was the best option available. Chaldea's defenses may not have been airtight, but they were formidable nonetheless. In order for us to take control, it was necessary to convince Chaldea to let us in willingly, by disguising ourselves as staff, and then shut down Chaldea's from within. Had we done things differently, the Chaldeans would simply have ray-shifted away and stopped us. Koyanskaya's plan was well conceived. With the benefit of hindsight, the only issue is the fact that a certain servant did not act of their own accord. But that is hardly Karek's fault. After all, of the 3 servants who served as the foreign gods' envoys, neither the priest nor Koyanskaya were our own. So, do you know where the Chaldeans are going to show up? Lamentably, my servants' predictions did not reach that far into the future. All I know is that they will emerge in a matter of hours. That's it? So what, we're just supposed to get back to our post and each keep an eye out for... They'll emerge in Russia, inside the Lostbelt. How do you know that? Simple logic. How else? The only thing they know about Earth, as it is now, is the identities of the servants who attacked Chaldea. That's their only possible connection for emerging from void space. For them, the Aprichniki? I don't know. The Op are both a threat and a means to determine their destination. So it all comes down to retribution, huh? We got them good, so now they're gonna get us back, which means they'll be gunning for me first and foremost. Perhaps. Anyway, if they are the kind of people to seek revenge, that will make them easier to deal with. Out for vengeance, huh? Man, that's rough. I doubt you'll be able to talk your way out of that one. I know. How about I help you out, Karek? You don't really go in for all that rough and tumble stuff, do you? If you want, I can play teacher for you. Show you how it's done. Hard pass. Stick to your own Lostbelt. I get enough faux big brother shit from Pepe. Ah, come on. I really am concerned for you, you know? Besides, Pepe's more like an old man than our big bro. More like our old man than our big bro. But fine, if you're set on doing this yourself, I can respect that. Good luck handling this yourself, Karek. Go show the Grand Duchess what you're made of. Just don't push yourself too hard, alright? If things start looking dicey, don't be afraid to bail. We're just competing. We're not enemies, but we got no use for a crypter who's lost their Lostbelt. If you just want to live out your life in peace, nobody's going to stop you. Right, Wodheim? No comment. Karek. As you know, we have all consented to a non-aggression pact. As crypters, our goal is to expand our respective Lostbelt's territories. Eventually, our Lostbelt's borders will clash, and one will inevitably be consumed. Thus will the Lostbelt with the strongest foundation of humanity feed upon the weaker ones. But it is in that clash, and only in that clash, that a crypter may interfere with another crypter's Lostbelt. If Chaldea does appear in Russia, then it falls to the King of Russia's Lostbelt to deal with them. Our duty is the reconstruction of humanity within our Lostbelts, to build a world where humans and gods can once more coexist in harmony. Now that the foreign god's invasion has ended, the task of disposing of Chaldea is extraneous at best. It is, at this stage, nothing more than a chore. Still, I suppose I must admit that they remain a hindrance. They do have a great deal of experience overturning worlds. That we do. Katak, I look forward to seeing what you are capable of. Eliminate this nuisance and grow Russia's tree as quickly as you can. Succeeding in the latter should make the former markedly easier. For my part, I would like to see all the Lostbelts realize their full potential. For each is the potential of humanity itself. It would be a travesty for one of them to end before its history has had a chance to flourish. You don't have to tell me. I'm here to win as much as any of you. This is where I sign off. If Chaldea's coming for me, I'll be there to greet them. Oh, that hurt. I'm gonna head back to the throne as well. My king's thirst for exploration and conquest is insatiable. There's no telling what sort of trouble he might get into if I leave him alone for too long. Five left, huh? Right then. I'll be off as well. Let me know if Russia sends out an SOS. Alright. I must say, though, you certainly seem happy about this barrel. You must get off on seeing Katak struggling. Now, what sort of heartless bastard do you take me for, Pepe? I'm actually worried about him, you know. I was an only child, so I like to think of him as the little brother I never had. Why would I want to see him die? I just want to be a good big brother and look out for him. Besides, I'm thrilled to hear that is still alive. I haven't been this happy since I first broke into the ICU, into their ICU. Dr. Roman kicked me out before we could have a bit of fun together back then, but now there's no one left to get in the way. Huh. Goodness me. I don't know what we're going to do about him. Anyway, I'd best be signing off too. Something doesn't seem right on my end either. But while you're here, David, there's something I'd like to ask you about regarding my report. What do you think about the cube in my Lostbelt? I have little information to go on. Do you still want my thoughts? Of course. I would so love to hear your assessment. I think that thing is your Achilles heel, the weakest of weak points for you and your Lostbelt. If Wodheim or I had your Lostbelt, it'd be the first thing we got rid of. But in your particular case, Pepe, I would leave it alone. That's just who you are. I see. Then maybe I'll wait and see how it goes. Though personally, I'd love to cut it out now. Alright, I'm signing off. Our next meeting's a month from now, yes? See you then. It's just Ophelia and Wodheim, right? Each of the other cryptors has returned to their posts. Are you sure this is for the best, Lord Kiers? Truthfully, I doubt Katak is up to the task of maintaining Russia's Lostbelt. The Russian King's spirit origin strength is on par with a divine spirit servant. You may be able to control him, Lord Kiers, but there is no way Katak can. And if the remnants of Chaldea show up there and start making trouble, there's no telling what might happen to Russia's Lostbelt. Are you worried Katak's Lostbelt may be destroyed before it can become food for the others, Ophelia? No, it's not that. It's just the way he was behaving left me with a bad feeling. And there are times when he prioritizes the Grand Duchess's wishes over our objective. So his rather ordinary nature has backfired. Very well. You do have a point. Canis, It is time to make the use of your sea-crossing authority. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Canis? You will head for Russia and observe Kadok's actions. If he has indeed turned his back on our mission, you will see to his punishment. Are you kidding me, Master? You're really sending me to the great Canis out to do your housekeeping? And all because this woman won't leave you alone. What sort of heroic spirit do you take me for? A trustworthy one, naturally. You may be coarse, but that is only your pride. And since I have bested you in combat fair and square, I know you will not renege on your promise to me. Nor will you renounce your previous statements depending on the situation, unlike the gods. Unless I am mistaken, and you are, in fact, just as fickle as they are. Always got something to say, don't you, human? What a pompous, weak-kneed, pretentious scumbag. Fine. I'll be your little lapdog, but if you think I'm gonna forget about this humiliation, you got another thing coming. My luck, no, the gods' luck, must have run out the day I lost to you. You want me to babysit the situation with humans struggling to fight back? Fine, I will. I can't believe you're using Canis. The Divine Spirit as nothing more than an envoy. Are you sure about sending Canis away like this, Lord Kears? Isn't he she or bodyguard? It is of no consequence. This is why I made a contract with Canis in the first place. I trust him to be my eyes. From here on, I will be having him monitor the continent. I will also have him stop by your Lostbelt as well. I advise you to take caution when he does. As you know, he is not overly fond of women like yourself. If you offend him, he may just end up erasing your Lostbelt, king and all. I'm not so sure about that. My Lostbelt's king is certainly a deal more subdued than Russia's, yes. However, her power is easily a match for divine spirits. On top of that, I have the strongest knight ever to live in my charge. I can't imagine either of them having anything to fear, even from the divine spirit Canis. I see. Then I suppose I need say nothing more. Said knight. Is she in charge of Camelot? Because I know, I think 6 is Camelot, right? Or at least it's going to be. Because I know 5 right now is, what, Atlantis? Dealing with Wodheim here. The fate of your Lostbelt will have an impact on mine as well. If possible, I would prefer that our respective Lostbelts be the last 2 remaining in our competition. Our victory may be inevitable, but some manners of winning are better than others, and my victory must want for nothing. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. I need as many capable compatriots as possible. Yes, Lord Kears. I promise I won't let you down. The roots of cosmic fantasy have descended upon us. The advent of the foreign god is at hand. After 3 months, the Lostbelts have finished their rewrites. Both this planet and the next generation of human history now belong to us. But that is not enough. I will not be satisfied with that alone. The sages from proper human history abandoned humans in their naivety. The one who called himself the King of Mages first pitied humanity, but soon washed his hands of them. But not me. I will never relax my grip. It has been 2,000 years since mystics disappeared. Then the foundations of the world were passed on to mankind. Now I will attempt to reach a world that no sage ever could. I will attempt to enact an idea that no mage has ever before conceived. Just you watch, Marisbury and Nemosphere. Watch as I achieve what you alone ever dared dream of. Oh, we saw her in the, I think it was at the Prelude. Man, that was 35 minutes. Well, okay, maybe not 35 minutes. I think I was talking for 5 minutes or so before I even started. So maybe 30 minutes. Yay, St. Quartz. Oh, no battles again on this one. Empire of Beasts. Section 1. Guess we'll see Mash and them in this part. I'm so sore. There we go. Damn. It's really getting bad out here. But I can still smell 3 of them. If I don't take them out now, I'll starve to death this winter for sure. Guess I'll just have to hang in there a little longer. Oh. Damn. It's a Kritchut? Yeah. Kritchut, I think. I'm most likely pronouncing that wrong. Damn it, you little... Die! Die! Go to hell! I did that backwards, but whatever. Damn it, what a waste. Damn, now its brains are leaking out. Guess it's time to pack it in. Damn it, I'm so hungry. I really don't want to starve to death. Oh, that must be them. Whoa, was that an earthquake? Was that one of the big guys? If it was, I guess I won't have to worry about starving to death. God damn it, it's so cold. It's never this cold. And I can't tell if the Oprichniki, the Op, are listening or not, as usual. Looks like it's going to be an especially harsh winter. On a different note, what the hell's up with that tree? It almost looks like a giant tower. Oh, that's the tree in the back? I thought it was a tower too, so... I guess it wasn't them. In this version of history, demonic beasts have been present since the very beginning. Humanity here evolved along a particularly unique route in order to combat both the beasts and the perpetual blizzard that shrouded the land. In this world, there is nothing worse than weakness. To die is to admit defeat. Here, strength is justice, and justice, strength. It is a world of Permafrost, where the notion of might makes right has been taken to its logical conclusion. And now, Roman and her companions are about to set foot in this alternate history. That's right, I'm using, Kudako. I did not change my name. I don't care. Oh god, it's Fu. Fu? It's gonna be weird doing Fu's lines. I'm also not sure if I'm still pronouncing that correctly. Fu. Morning, Fu. I'm probably not even gonna read those, the decisions. You'll see which one I choose. Forget it, I'm not gonna read Fu's lines. I'll just do the humans' lines. Okay, it's been a week since all that went down. I think I'm finally getting used to my room here. They think it's only been a week. Okay. Let's go with the second choice. It's gotta be MASH. Yep. Good morning, Senpai. Are you awake? No, MASH, I'm not awake. course I am. Oh, good. Then I hope you don't mind if I come in. I brought you some breakfast. Breakfast sounds really good right now. Of course, we still only have rations, and only enough for another 6 days, too. It's a lot better than nothing. We're still continuing our zero sale. It's been about a week since we embarked. Yeah, they think it's been a week. Wait till they find out it's been 3 months. Fortunately, the enemy organization that took over Chaldea doesn't seem to have followed us here. But I wish I knew how long this was going to continue. Time is one of the fundaments of our universe. But time doesn't intrinsically have a past or a future. Those are just axes we came up with to help us keep track of it. As long as time goes on, a little shake-up before or after won't make any difference. But here in void space, time doesn't go on. We won't suffer the effects of age as long as we stay here, but we also don't know what will happen once we emerge into normal space. We might return at exactly the instant we left, or we might find that we've been gone for hundreds of years. Okay, so she understands that. Of course she does. She's MASH. I wouldn't be surprised if we just aged instantly as soon as we exit void space, like when Urashima Taru opened the Tamatabako. That's unsettling. Yes, it is. Still, Da Vinci says she's been working on correcting the disparity between us and the outside, so that won't happen. Maybe it would be best if you talked to her yourself, Senpai. Why don't we go to the cockpit? Sounds like a plan. I must say, I was relieved to find out the Shadow Border's interior is more spacious than it looks from the outside. Like the TARDIS. Da Vinci says she managed to give it twice as much room by warping its internal space. Thanks to that, we have just enough living facilities to cover the bare necessities. I do feel a little bad that all 4 staff members have to share one room, though. Thank you for your concern, Fu. I have special needs as a demi-servant, so I'm staying in the treatment room by myself. As for the other private rooms... Oh yes, Director Gordolf is staying in the captain's quarters. Da Vinci has her capsule in the computer room, and Holmes seems to be sleeping in the workshop. We also have air conditioning, a storage room, and an armory, although the new director has prohibited us from going in there. And since we have 2 large cruisers worth of space, Da Vinci and Holmes were even able to make the cockpit/bridge several meters wide. Alright, let's head to the cockpit now. Let's. Enough of this nonsense, you flimsy excuse for a detective. Why do you insist on keeping us here? We must be in a safe zone by now. Shut up, dude. It is, as I have said, a more difficult question than you seem to realize. We must first discuss how we might even define a safe zone. I was going to say safe space. For example, can we say that we are safe here in void space thanks to a lack of enemies in our vicinity? I'm afraid the answer is a resounding no. For that matter, there are no enemies to be found in void space. Consequently, we need not concern ourselves with attempts at pursuit. No, what we must concern ourselves with is a threat far greater, one that quite literally surrounds us. In other words, my good music, I don't know. The question is not one of when we should emerge, but of how. I'm going to say music. It's probably not music, but whatever. You mean to tell me it's not even possible for us to leave? How can you be so blasé about such a nightmarish prospect? It looks like Holmes and the new director are getting along nicely, Senpai. I'm almost sorry to interrupt them. If only she knew what they were talking about. Getting along nicely? I mean, I guess so, compared to how he was before. Good morning, everyone. Roman and Mash Kyriolite reporting in for the latest status update. Good morning. Okay, I guess I will read them. Good morning, you two. Have you already had breakfast? Yes, thank you. I had an Italian cuisine ration myself, and Senpai is just about to have hers. Oh, so you lower-level employees are stuck with rations, eh? How sad. I had a plate of warm French toast and tea with extra milk myself. Aren't you special? It is, of course, important to my role as captain. The captain needs a lot of calories to have enough energy to keep the crew together. You barely kept it together at the... Never mind. I swear, who do you think you are, hogging all the halfway decent non-perishables for yourself? Nothing wrong with that. The quality of one's diet has a pronounced effect on one's mental state, after all. Those who are unwilling to endure discomfort should make every effort to eat well on a daily basis. Besides, a hot cup of tea is a small price to pay if it helps eliminate the greatest source of disorder in our little community. Don't you agree, Mr. Mr. M? Well, I can't argue with that, especially when the guy who's less willing to deal with discomfort than anyone is actually managing it. You mean me? Not to worry, I still have a store of my own little remedy to fall back on. If the time ever comes when I need to calm my nerves, it should do the trick nicely. Why, I can't keep going like this for a month. Oh, never mind how strong your willpower is. You still haven't answered my question, Holmes. You just told me it isn't that you refuse to emerge, but that we can't emerge. What did you mean by that? And remember, I have appointed you Chaldea's new administrative advisor. How about you show a little gratitude for the appointment? Now tell me exactly what is going on. I'm not normally particularly concerned with titles, but I must say, being an administrative advisor has been a novel experience. To be honest, I'm rather excited to be exercising my own untapped talents to meet this job's demands. I like Holmes. He's funny. How did that end up happening? Does Director Gordolf have a death wish or something? Well, he's already got Da Vinci serving as his technical advisor, right? He probably just appointed Holmes to administrative stuff because he doesn't have any other managers to help him right now. I could hear you, you know. Now come on, Holmes, out with it. Are we going to survive or aren't we? I'm afraid survive is too broad a term for me to provide a satisfactory answer, but I can at least outline the possible results of our emergence. Strictly speaking, it's not that we cannot emerge, rather, we have nowhere to emerge to. At the present moment, we are voyaging across the void space, a world existing on a negative vector, to put it another way. So in order to return to reality, we need a connection to it. An anchor, if you will. Fortunately, anything should be able to serve as an anchor as long as it exists in reality. So as long as someone here has such a connection, we should be able to escape from this void space. However, we are unable to do so at this time, which means... Excuse me. The world itself has been utterly wiped clean. That's ridiculous. What do you mean, wiped clean? That there's nothing left anywhere? I'm certainly willing to admit that it was terrifying seeing those meteoroids. I suppose they were falling to Earth while we were in Antarctica. Given their size, the impacts must have been absolutely devastating. No doubt the destruction was many times worse than the Tunguska event. Terrible as that may be, there is simply no way that could have been a cataclysm capable of wiping every nation off the face of the Earth. And of course, let us not forget the clock tower. London's clock tower has been around for millennia. It is the greatest bastion of magecraft in existence, guarded by hundreds of defense mechanisms. There's no possible way it could be destroyed. I guess no one ever told him about the Mist City. Did he just not believe what happened with the Mist City? I'm gonna go with the first one. No, I'm gonna go with the second one. With all due respect, Gordolf, I'm afraid the Mages Association in London has been destroyed as well. Every single nation, all destroyed, with the exception of those of us here. The entirety of humanity has been wiped from existence. Or at least, so Kiers Wodan believes. Otherwise, he would never have made that proclamation. That's impossible. The world couldn't possibly be destroyed so easily. It couldn't possibly. Right? You all agree, don't you? I'm not so sure about that. Why are you looking so glum? Stop that! Roman. Roman. It's weird yelling my name. You may be a cheeky little thing, but I could tell you have sensibilities much more in line with my own. Go on then, you tell them. Tell them Holmes is making this all up, or wrong, or something. This isn't the first time this sort of thing has happened. Gordolf, you need to face the facts. I'm gonna go with that one. Huh? Don't tell me you're serious about this too. Aren't you like me? It can't be. Then there really is nothing at all left on Earth. Not even my beloved Hawaii? Or the Monaco Grand Prix? Or the racetrack I always dreamed of visiting one day? The Suzuka Circuit? This is terrible. But then again, this could be our chance to create a brand new organization for Magecraft from scratch. What do you all think? When life gives you lemons, right? And how would we do that when all the rest of humanity's been wiped out? But hey, if you want to make an association of one, go nuts, old man. I'm not old. I may have a year or two on you, but I'm still a dashing specimen in the prime of my youth. All that said, we do have one possible exit point. There is something on Earth to which we both have a connection, and that has a solid chance of existing. The Op, the black-garbed army that attacked Chaldea. We know of them, and they know of us. And that makes an almost complete connection between our two groups. If we were to emerge now, we would most likely do so wherever they currently are. You mean we'd end up at their headquarters? I see. Right into the heart of the enemy territory, huh? That would certainly be extremely dangerous. Yes, it would. But we can't stay here in void space forever. The Shadow Border's reserves are running low. We're almost out of food, water, and power. Indeed, we will need to emerge soon no matter what, but I would like to do so at the best possible time. Fortunately, we have the Paper Moon, a compass capable of measuring standard space and void space simultaneously. We have been using it all this time to look for a comparatively safe location, wherever we emerge, which is to say an area devoid of hostiles. Isn't that right, Da Vinci? I take it you're about done by now. Good morning, everyone. It's me, Da Vinci. No need to fill me in. I've been listening along this whole time. In fact, whenever I'm acting as the computer room's bio unit, I can see everything that happens inside the Shadow Border. Star. So don't go thinking you can keep any secrets from me, Gordolf. That goes for you too, Holmes. Now then, I've already got my eye on an area crawling with Op. I've also gone ahead and plotted a course to emerge there. As luck would have it, we're even nearing a current that should do the trick nicely. If we head that way now, we could hitch a ride and be carried along that course in about 5 minutes. If we miss this wave, we'll have to wait 10 days for the next one. Ooh. By that time, the Shadow Border will be almost completely out of power. So what I'm getting at is, if we're going to emerge, it's now or never. You got it. That's what I like to hear, Roman. Make sure to stop by and thank me for being so amazing later. Sure thing. Incidentally, according to the Paper Moon, this wave will bring us back to standard space approximately 90 days after we left. So, that means we'll be emerging around early April in the year 2020. Man, we really lucked out. One wrong move and we could have ended up in a wave that would have taken us there 100 years later. If we'd emerged into standard space then, it'd probably be way too late to do anything. Slow down. Slow down. You mean a few days difference can affect our exit time that much? Is that normal for zero sail travel? If we emerged 100 years later, the music residence would be no more than a ruin. You can't do that. That's my house. Notice how much quicker he is to grasp stuff when it affects him directly. And try to remember that everything on Earth has already been destroyed, including your house. Now then, it seems we are faced with a decision. The perfect wave on which we can ride to re-enter reality is nearly upon us. Are you all prepared to take it? There is no telling what the world will look like when we get there. All we can say for certain at this point is that we will be emerging on the Ops home turf. We are very likely to be attacked the moment we appear. Even so, we'll just have to take that chance. What are you, some sort of adventure-crazed nut? Kinda. Oh. Huh? What was that, Mr. M? I don't know, we collided with something, and now the left screw is shut down. How did we crash into something? We found the void space's border wall. The collision has damaged our armor. Part of the logic formula is missing. There's a wall? Okay. What did you say? The armor's been damaged? Why did you impoverished fools use such cheap materials? If I still had my fortune, money would have been no object. Like you knew this was going to happen. He must have spent all his money acquiring Chaldea. Yeah. Well, this certainly isn't good. We can't maintain the vehicle's balance anymore. Looks like this is it for our maiden zero sail. At least we should still be able to raise the bow and re-enter standard space. But after that, I think we'll need to step outside to make repairs. Holmes? I don't trust the director. Quite so. Given the circumstances, our hands are tied. This is indeed the end of our maiden zero sail. All hands prepare to emerge. All done talking? Then let's go catch ourselves a wave. I didn't agree to that. Wait, let me get my seatbelt on. All hands, take your seats. You are not to get incapacitated under any circumstances. That goes for you too, Roman. As long as you're strapped in, you won't suffer any serious injuries. Trust me, I speak from experience. Activating Paper Moon, initiating planet navigational chart plus-minus convergence, commencing Shadow Borders docking sequence to reality boundary. Firing existence verification tether into reality space. Op anchor point confirmed. What's going to happen? Nobody knows. Nobody can even guess. So we must be prepared for anything. Thanks, Holmes. The only way we will learn what awaits us when we emerge is to see it for ourselves. Emerging from void space, 30 seconds until arrival in reality space. Zero sail complete. Emerging into reality space. That was fast, 30 seconds. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Lostbelt number 1. Lostbelt depth, D. Permafrost Empire, Anastasia, the Grand Duchess of the Beast Nation. AD 1570? Question mark. Maybe 1570? I don't know. Connecting, loading. Anchor point. Yay! Ugh. Okay. Oh, no battles again? Okay, so I guess this is going to be our story section until maybe the end of this one? I'm going to say the third one is going to have a battle. I see all my AP is cleared, so we're ready to go. Okay, let's go. Flick. Sorry. Reality space anchor attached. Reality verification complete. Establishing Shadow Border's existence. Zero sale returns successful. I say, I'm alive. I'm alive! My limbs have never felt so solid. It's like I've gained several kilograms since we were in void space. Well, you're probably the only one who's been eating really well. Attention! An armor plate came loose during re-entry. Further zero sales currently impossible. Please replenish materials and food supplies and perform regular repairs and tune-ups on the Shadow Border to ensure future safe travels. I see. It's a wonder the Shadow Border held up this well, given the less than ideal circumstances in which we... We did it! We're back on Earth! We can go outside! Fresh air at last! I know. I wonder what it's like outside now. We're not bobbing around, so we're probably on land. Quit shoving. I know how you feel, but I can't unlock the door until you settle down. Let's see. First we release this bolt. Well now, I suppose I ought to have expected this. Who wouldn't be curious about the state of the world now, given the circumstances? It is, after all, our home. We have fought so hard to protect it. The miracle of our return from such a perilous voyage no doubt pales in comparison. Indeed, I would expect nothing less from Chaldea's staff, though I must say it is a tad too dazzling for me to view directly. Everyone's rushing towards the cockpit's emergency exit. Are you sure you don't want to join them, Senpai? You better believe I'm going to check it out right away. Not you too, Roman. Damn it, what about me? Is it okay if I leave the monitor for a little, Holmes? I want to see what it's like out there with my own two eyes. I'm sorry, Mr. M, but someone has to stay here and keep an eye on the monitor. After all, I too have been waiting with bated breath to see what lies on the other side of that door. Oh, is that so? Fine, what do I care? I'm just a sad, lonely geek anyway. M always gets the shaft, so why should things change now? The emergency exit is opening! Senpai, we're finally going to have some natural light! Light? It's freezing! How very cold it is! My coat is frosting over! Quick, close the door! Yes, sir! Whew. I thought I was done for. But that snowfield we saw for a brief moment. Man, that was a close one. Good thing I cranked up the heat. Thank you, Da Vinci. I also like how our staff looks like a St. Quartz. Like the crystal in the middle of it. Is everyone okay? You should know better than to just open the door the moment we stop in some strange part of the world. I trust you've all learned your lesson, yes? No more going outside after a zero sale until we finish checking the conditions around the anchor point. Failing to follow that protocol could be hazardous to your health. Now, are you all ready to hear my report? See, Mr. M was a lucky one. He didn't have to deal with that. Well, not head-on, anyway. Yes, I'm terribly sorry for acting carelessly. So what's going on with that blizzard? It's a perfectly ordinary blizzard, just like the ones we're all well acquainted with by this point. There's no atmospheric pollution and no hostiles in the area. Presently, the Shadow Border is smack dab in the middle of the blizzard. The odd bit is that it's 100 degrees below zero out there. Yeah, that's pretty cold. Might need a jacket before stepping outside. So if you plan to go outside and want to live more than a couple minutes, you'll need some serious cold protection. And if that wasn't enough, take a look at this footage. Right. What is this? Is that an aurora and a storm? It looks like a massive supercell. How am I supposed to figure out the scale here with no frame of reference? It does look like it's rather big, but... Oh, it's big, alright. Ready to have your minds blown? I was going to say limbs. The storm is literally endless. It covers every inch of Russia, like a wall around the entire world. And the aurora blocks all kinds of electromagnetic waves, so it's completely impossible to break through. I could tell some of you want to write it off as just a storm, but you really shouldn't. This storm can tear steel apart, level entire cities, even destroy the world as we know it. No wonder people thought of it as a god during the Age of Gods. Remember, storms are the single most powerful source of natural produced energy on the planet. And one this massive is bound to be raging around with all the energy of a nuclear bomb. It stretches as far as the eye can see. Humanity is yet to invent anything in the way of a vehicle capable of breaking through a storm like this. Nothing could get through this storm. No weapon, no vehicle, nothing. Which means... taking a drink. Which means that even once we get the Shadow Border up and running, we won't be able to leave this place. In short, we are trapped in a world about which we know nothing about. Or we know nothing. Well, I mean, it was the only place we could land. Now, Gordolf, at least we are no longer in any immediate danger. For that matter, the Zero Sail was incredibly dangerous in its own right, since it inverted our very existence into the negative zone. I believe it would benefit our chances of survival tremendously if we were to regroup here. Well, it is certainly an emergency, and we do need to regroup. Da Vinci, does the Shadow Border possess the ability to camouflage itself? Of course it does. This vessel is designed to handle the void. It's got tons of features. In fact, it is optimal and conceptual camouflage. It messes with all the observer's perceptions and senses. In fact, it has optical and conceptual camouflage. Okay, I had to make sure I said the right word, which I didn't. Then for the moment, we needn't worry about danger finding us from the outside. That, of course, does not account for possible problems from the inside. Why do we only have one blanket per person? And why are you being so stingy with the heat? Gotta save your energy. The thing's, from what I understand, low on energy, so you don't want it to run out and then have no heat, do you? Don't you realize it's getting colder in here by the minute? Do you want us to freeze to death? What other choice do we have, Gordolf? We've got to save all the power we can right now. Deal with it. Besides, the way things are going, we'll probably starve to death before we freeze to death, since I don't see us finding more food in this mess. That's, reassuring. Hey, if it comes to that, I bet the new director outlives us all. That's what I'm choosing. Oh, so you can tell how resilient I am, eh? Flattery will get you nowhere, young lady. It wasn't flattery, but okay. Still, I commend your keen eye. Indeed, I am music the phoenix. It will take more than a little hunger to bring me down. You have more... Never mind. I am possessed of an indomitable fighting spirit, overwhelming bravery, and tenacity for days. With such qualities at my command, I too have no doubt that I would survive the longest of anyone here. I believe Senpai was alluding to your excess, energy reserves. Yes, Mash, thank you. Indeed, food is but one of several problems we face. Let us take stock of our current situation. I've got a reading on the temperature out there. It's exactly what Technical Advisor Da Vinci said it was. 100 degrees below zero. No human being could survive in this. As for our position, it looks like we're somewhere in Russia. Russia. Damn. So Holmes was right. We have literally fallen right into the ops laps. But hang on, how is that possible? I know we were adrift for some time, but how could we reach Russia from Antarctica? We would have had to sail halfway across the world for that to happen. Did void space make that possible? More or less. In void space, real-world distances have no meaning. Instead, the distance we can travel corresponds exactly to the time it takes to calculate coordinates and verify our existence. Now, take a look at the paper moon. That's a two-dimensional world map. I can see 7 locations that seem to be layered differently than the rest of the map. So they are. I didn't notice at first since this thing loops around on itself, but you're right. It reminds me of the 7 singularities that caused the incineration of humanity, though of course the current circumstances differ substantially. The 7 singularities existed at different points in time, a vertical axis. But in this time period, these 7 abnormal regions exist simultaneously. And Russia, where we are now, is one such region. Are they singularities? It's too early to tell. Given what Kier said during his transmission, I believe these regions are not the past, but... Gah, so cold! But I finished looking over the shadow border. Nice work. You must have been freezing, even in just the few short minutes you were out there. So, how's my baby holding up? Well, frankly, it won't be possible to make repairs. For starters, we don't have a logic formula to let us withstand void space, nor do we have the armor plating we would need to carve the formula into. And, well, the engine's not in great shape after we overtaxed it. We'll need at least a little time to get it back up and running. Urgh, so cold. But at least it's not as bad now. It should warm up a little once it gets to midday. As long as we avoid working at night, we should be able to get by with just our snowsuits. Glad to hear it. Make sure you grab a hot shower before you catch cold or anything. This is the one time you'll get to rest up as much as you want. In fact, maybe you'd prefer a hot bath? No thank you. A hot towel will do. We really have to... Ugh. Okay. So I had to stop the video. There was a loud crash behind me. Turned out one of my picture frames fell down. And the glass broke, so I had to clean it up. So anyway, I had to go through this whole thing again, because for some reason it didn't save where I was at. In fact, it closed the whole app. And then when I came back, I had to skip through everything really fast. So I'm back where I was. I checked it out with the previous video. So yeah, let's get back to this. Excuse me. No, thank you. The hot towel will do. We really have to conserve electricity now, after all. Good. Let us take matters one problem at a time. At the moment, our most pressing concern is this Singularity-esque location. I trust our new director has no issue with us investigating this land and correcting the problem. New director? No, not at all. As a devoted magecraft practitioner myself, I cannot turn a blind eye to this matter. If there is a singularity to be corrected, we must do so simply as a matter of course. Furthermore, the Shadow Border's armor is damaged, and we are unable to move from our current location. In which case, one of us must venture out and find someone with whom we can barter or negotiate and arrange for a suitable replacement for our missing armor plate. And fix the singularity while they're at it. I've got this. I see you are quite eager to help, Miss Roman, perhaps even recklessly so. But for the moment, I will spare you the lecture. Yeah, it's weird saying Miss Roman. You may not currently have any servants capable of aiding you in battle, but you are still a master. Furthermore, you are far and away the most experienced fighter out of everyone here. At this point, you are the only one we can send to investigate this area. It will be extremely dangerous. As the administrative advisor, I'm ashamed I must ask this of you. Then will you be escorting Senpai as her bodyguard, Holmes? Naturally. I will do so to the best of my ability. Fieldwork is, of course, one of my many specialties. And now, regarding your mystic code. Wait, that won't do at all. Director Gordolf? Holmes, you're one of our precious few fighters. As the only servant capable of handling this situation, I forbid you from leaving this vehicle. This armored car is the last bastion of humanity itself. There must be a combat-ready servant here to defend it. So you are to stay here and do exactly that, Holmes. Understand? That is a direct order from your commander. Oh? If it's just a servant you need, there's another one right here, you know. Or have you already forgotten about me and my genius? You're not a real servant. You're just an imitation who's lost any combat ability you may have once had. Holmes is the only real fighter we have, and we can't afford to send him out into a dangerous area we still know nothing about. Roman, during our investigation, you had adamantly refused to cooperate with us, correct? Each and every time we asked you if a certain report was all made up and insisted that you lot never actually saved the world, all you said was, Chaldea fulfilled its mission admirably. Not bad for a youngster like yourself. Indeed, I commend your attitude. As such, I see no problem whatsoever with my plan. You're a proven warrior, as you demonstrated by repairing the past singularities. What sort of director would I be if I didn't trust a proven master? A poor excuse for one, that's what. And so I am placing my implicit trust in you. So listen up. You are to go on this expedition alone. The rest of us will relay instructions to you from this operations room. What? You can't make Senpai handle this alone. Does that mean you are withdrawing the testimony you provided to the inquiry board? Does that mean you are withdrawing the testimony you provided to the inquiry board? Yeah, whatever. Were your claims that Chaldea had not been sitting around merely twiddling its thumbs for the last year no more than lies? Indeed. Both Miss Roman and the new director are correct. The Shadow Border's destruction would mean the end of humanity itself. It is indeed important that we investigate this area, but we must concentrate the bulk of our efforts on keeping the Shadow Border and the Paper Moon safe. Therefore, we will remain on guard. We will remain to guard the Shadow Border, and do whatever I can to aid the expedition from here. All that said, the fact remains that it would also be reckless to send Miss Roman out on her own. It is 100 degrees below zero outside, and there is no telling what else may be lying in wait. I know that. I won't send her off without a buddy. Let's see, one of you called me an old man. What was his name again? Saute? Picada? Oh, crap. It's the cooking method that uses butter and lemon juice. But, et tu, Roman? That's it. M. That's as far as I'm going with that name. Get your armaments in order. You will be joining Roman on her expedition. I knew it! Why me? You're an operator. Your job is to man the controls and keep an eye on the monitors. Now that the border is parked, this is simply the best way for you to make yourself useful. Besides, if worse comes to worse, I know someone who can fill in as the driver. I mean, you're not wrong, but damn it, guess I've got no choice. Wait. I'll go with Senpai. I believe that would be the best possible option. For one thing, I have even fewer ways to be useful here than Mr. M does. And I can also fight for brief periods, just like I did at Chaldea. I guess that's true, but I don't know. I am afraid that is a course of action I cannot support. What about you, Da Vinci? I hate to say it, but I do think Roman will need a companion, and MASH is an old hand when it comes to investigating unexplored areas by now. As long as she agrees not to engage in combat as a servant unless absolutely necessary, and to focus solely on providing support. She's the best partner Roman could ask for. It's not my place to try to stop her. Hey, Mash. Yes, Senpai? Let's go explore this place together. Of course, Master. I'd be happy to accompany you on this expedition. Good, good. Fortunately, I expected something like this might happen one day, so I suppose this is as good a time as any to show you the mystic code I made for exploring polar regions. Here you go, Roman. And Mash, here's a snowsuit I made just for you. Excellent. Then be off with you. And whatever you do, do not throw your lives away. Understand? If you must die, make sure that you find a valuable lead before you do so. Seriously? You really need to work on your goodbyes. What was wrong with that? I thought it was quite the encouraging speech. Wow, you are serious. You're a noble through and through, aren't you? I'm amazed you managed to survive this long without dying in solitude. Did you just luck out and get a really good maid or something? I'll have you know I have never experienced solitude once in all my life. My tutor, Tool the Fourth, was so strict she would barely leave me alone. I believe it's Tool. What an impudent little familiar. If only you acted as cute as you look. Ugh, so I had to redo that again. Because, I don't know, I guess my phone updated the app, so it shut off. It shut it off. Thankfully, I just held the screen down and it like fast forwarded through everything. Okay, formation restricted, which means I probably can't use really any of my servants, right? Because I don't have any right now, as far as the story goes. And our power is down. Let's see this. Is it this one? No. Arts card. Charged at 40%. Is there another one that's better for arts? We'll just stick with this one, I guess. Okay, you're gonna be fighting in your swimsuit, Mash. There we go. It can't hurt to wear a snowsuit over your Arctic Mystic Code. Not that it's likely to do much good when it's a freaking 100 degrees below out there. Listen, I know what Gordolf said, but make sure you don't go taking any unnecessary risks. Just take it easy and focus on staying alive first and foremost. Be a hell of a waste if I died now, after all. Right? There's all sorts of fun things out there just waiting for you to experience. I knew you had potential, Roman. Yeah, okay. Once this is all taken care of, you'll have to come check out my hometown sometime. You haven't lived until you've seen France, you know? Oh, and Mash? I don't want you overdoing it either, got it? I know that you really helped us out back in Chaldea, but the fact is, you've got serious limits as a demi-servant, so if you encounter any hostiles, you just focus on keeping your distance. All the more so if Roman's in a tight spot. Whatever it takes, you two better make it back here alive. We will. Thank you, Mr. M. Oh, and Roman, you take this. Oh, the servant system thingy. Listen up. We're going to investigate the surrounding area first. Once we find something of interest, we'll let you know and tell you where to go. If you can manage to secure a ley line, you should be able to summon servants again. As for power, you'll just have to make do somehow. Maybe take advantage of a natural phenomenon. A natural phenomenon? I bet Da Vinci and Holmes will figure something out. You're the one who took care of all those singularities. I don't have to tell you what an accomplishment that is. You met at least one or two servants who are crazy enough to answer a summon, no matter the circumstances. So as long as you can get the bare minimum of energy into that spirit origin graph, you ought to be able to summon at least one servant. You probably won't be able to get a really strong one, though. Our magical energy supply here doesn't hold a candle to Chaldea's. But even so, any heroic spirit you can get to help you would be a godsend at this point. So do what you gotta do to make that happen. Got it. Honestly, I have no idea what's coming. The doctor is gone, and so's more than half our staff. I never thought things could get even worse than they were back in Orleans. But here we are, and just like back then, you're our only hope, Roman. Good luck. You can count on me. I know we can. Oh, and if it's not asking too much, try to find some fish. Do that and I'll treat you to some of the best home cooking you've ever had. Mash. I'm all set too, Master. Let's go. I like how the coat kind of matches her hair color. Man, what a blizzard. Fu, are you going to be okay in this cold? He's burrowed into my coat. Testing, testing. Hello? Can you guys hear me? You can. Great. Looks like we've got comms working. Not sure what kind of range we'll get in this storm, though. Now then, the first order of business will be to look for a ley line. Here's what I'm thinking. Start by heading north, then turn east. If you still haven't found a ley line after a while, then you can continue west. Once that's done, come back to the shadow border before you check out the south. What do you think of that? Any thoughts to share? Am I doing a better job than, me? Same dependable Da Vinci. Great. Glad to hear it. Alright, I'll be checking in every 5 minutes. So if you stop hearing from me, that's your cue to turn around and head back. Got that, you two? Got it. Understood, Da Vinci. Oh, and let me be clear about one more thing. If you encounter any locals, leave the negotiations to us. Even over comms, I could cast a simple charm spell to win over any ordinary person you run into. We'll see. I don't know how ordinary these people are. Maybe we should only use that as a last resort, Director. Charm spells do work quickly, but their effects also wear off rapidly as well. There would be no way of knowing when our unwitting collaborator might return to their senses. As such, I believe it would be both safer and wiser for you to employ your natural charms here. Should we encounter any locals, I believe the best thing to do would be for Miss Roman to initiate the negotiations. Once both parties have reached a mutual understanding, we can then have them come to the border. I see. Indeed, my own natural charisma would be the surest way to succeed. Very well, we shall use your plan then. Da Vinci, is there any pomade to be found in this car? I'll need to make sure my hair is perfect for the occasion. First impressions are everything, after all. Sure, I could whip something up that'll do the trick. Damn, Holmes, you played him like a fiddle. Well, I am the world's greatest detective. Besides, I wasn't being entirely untruthful. Gordolf does have a certain dignity, the sort that comes from being raised in a distinguished noble family. And that is something that Miss Roman can and should do without. Okay, Master. Let's start heading north. This blizzard really does go as far as the eye can see, and it seems the temperature has dropped even lower since we left. Yeah, it's really cold. Only cold, eh? You have my amazing Mystico to thank for that. The temperatures you're experiencing right now can freeze hot water, or turn a banana hard enough to use as a hammer. Okay, that's enough heading north. Now try going east. Understood. Okay, Master, let's head east. Master, take a look at that. What exactly? You're talking about the tree. That doesn't look like the bands of light we saw in the singularities. What could it be? A skyscraper? A tower? Maybe it's a tree? Whatever it is, it's certainly enormous. Whoa. Monsters. What was that noise? Da Vinci? Yep, I'm detecting a hostile from here. Looks like a low-rank phantasmal. Maybe a demonic beast? Just one of them, but it's headed your way from the east, and it looks to be spoiling for a fight. Got it. Let's get out of here, Mash. Yes, Master. Let's head south. What was that roar? I'm picking up new hostiles at Romans 12 and 9 o'clock. So we got more than just the one, huh? And another one at 6. They're surrounded. Oh god. Now there's 6 more! That cry earlier must have signaled the others. Or signaled others. They just keep coming. So they notice around their prey. These creatures would appear to understand how to hunt. Which means there is an established ecosystem, even in this frigid world. But that is a matter for later. Miss Roman, Da Vinci, I'm sorry to ask you to break the rules right off the bat. Miss Kyrielite, I trust you know what to do. Make your way through the demonic beast to the south and return here at once. Wait, what's going to happen if you lead a huge pack of demonic beasts here? Remember, the Shadow Border is the very last bastion of humanity. Oh, there she goes. She looks cold. At any rate, I'll find the weakest link in their formation and try to break through. Master, your orders, please. Alright, just don't push yourself too hard. Yes, Master. We don't want anything happening to you. Let's see how we do here. Thankfully, I got MASH at level 80. And her, I think it's damage cut skill at level 10. It's funny seeing her in this outfit in the middle of a snowstorm. Now, just so you all know, I don't know what, like, order to put these in to get the best, NP charge. So, I usually just go with, the, Arts Quick, or Quick Art. Yeah, Arts Quick is usually what I do. Maybe I can get away with doing one more before I use my Noble Phantasm. And my, healing skill. God, these things wouldn't be much issue if I had some sabers. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't even have to use my Noble Phantasm. Didn't even have to finish the fight. Good job, Mash. Now let's get out of here. Yeah, I'm really low on QP. I got like 1 million, almost 2. Spent most of it leveling up Pent to 100. That's about as good as you're getting with that. Alright, thanks, Mash. Now let's get out of here. Yes, Master. We need to make our escape while we can. Ah! Mash? Oh, that was a gun. A gun? A rifle. In point of fact, judging by the sound, one wielded it would... Oh, well, okay, I kind of slacked there for a bit. One wielded, it would seem, by a skilled marksman, considering they incapacitated the beast with a single shot to the head. Well done. Well, yeah, okay, well, let's see who we're talking to first. Take this. Are you guys nuts? What were you thinking, running right into the middle of a Critchit pack? I guess that's how you pronounce it. Huh? I'm guessing you guys came from the capital looking for something to eat, but you're not going to have much more luck out here in the boonies. What the? A wolfman? What the hell are you guys? Why is your skin so smooth? Why are you a furry? Wait, please wait. We just want to talk. Wait a second. Are you guys mages? Huh? Damn it. Come on, follow me. Critchit are cowards, but if you stick around too long, they'll call more friends and overwhelm you. He just hefted that huge demonic beast like it was nothing. Come on, move it. Let's go along with him, Mash. Got no choice right now. Right. I'll bring up the rear, Master. Damn it, the Critchit are restless today. What'd you guys do to get them so worked up? I don't know. Come on, keep moving. Otherwise, the Critchit will have you for dinner. Unless their noise attracts a Diavoltron first. I'm sorry, what's a Diavoltron? A giant serpent with multiple heads that can wipe out an entire village easy as you like. Don't you guys know anything? No, we're not from this area. We're traveling. Nice house, though. Okay, we're here. Oh. Damn it, the Op are on patrol. They'll collect my kill as taxes. Listen up. Don't let any other Yaga see you. They're always looking for more sacrifices for the Op. Op? We've got to find somewhere to hide. Huh? What's with you guys? Ah, I see how it is. The Op are after you guys. Come with me. An enemy of the Op is a friend of mine. I think I can help you out, if you have something to offer in return. Master? Let's go with him. Alright, we'll accompany you. Good. Come on, you Colden. I guess it's Coldoon? I don't know. Hey, if it isn't Paxi? Try to stay out of sight. You got it. Huh? Do you smell that weird scent too? Is it coming from those two? It's coming from this demonic beast, obviously. Didn't bleed it out properly. No leisure for the poor, huh? You sure you're gonna make it through the winter like that? Guess you're not worried about yourself, huh? Nope. I got plenty stored away. If you ever find yourself running low on food, how about I sell you some on the cheap? But you will have to tell me where your best hunting grounds are. I'll think about it. See you around. Hey, your little friends there wouldn't be with the rebel army, would they? Because if they are, you know I've got to report them to the Op. Tsar's decree and all. If these guys turn out to be with the rebel army, I'm going to tell the Op. You and I are the best of friends. Come on, cut that out. We're not friends. We barely know each other. I think I read that last one wrong, but whatever. You sure about that? Because we've been having a good, long talk for a while now. Can't you feel everyone else watching us? Damn it. Alright, let's hurry up and get to my house before anyone else comes sniffing around. Good. Diop still don't know you're here. Thank you so much. You don't need your thanks. Just give me something as compensation. It's all about bartering, right? Something... what should we do, Senpai? Would information suffice? Ah! What the hell is that? Magecraft-based communication. Since you realize those two are mages, I assumed your kind would possess a deep knowledge of magecraft. But judging from your response, it appears that your kind have only ever heard of magecraft. Am I correct? Oh, so it's not actually real? I assure you it is. I'm speaking to you in person, albeit from a great distance. Now, as I was saying, if we possess any information that may be of use to you, we are happy to provide it. Don't suppose you know of any good hunting grounds, do you? If the location of the Critchet nest would suffice, then yes, we have found a number of them. Critchet nests, huh? Nice. Those things are pushovers. Pushovers? Those? Well, yeah, you can actually kill them as long as you shoot them or hit them hard enough. Way better than the demonic beasts who just won't die. Very well. I'm prepared to share the locations of these Critchet nests. So first, I would appreciate you telling me everything you know about this place. Whoa, wait. Introductions first. Yeah, what's your name? My name, huh? They say that if you ever tell a Kolden your name, you'll be cursed. Excuse me, but what are these Kolden? I can tell you mean us, but beyond that, it means mage. I've never seen one myself before, but there's a whole bunch of them in the Imperial family, right? Then again, Kolden or not, you don't seem like much of a threat. I doubt you could curse anyone if you tried. True, I've never been very good at curses. Alright. My name's Patsy, I don't know. Pat. Now who are you guys? I'm Ash Kyrielite. Sherlock Holmes. And I'm Roman. Mash, Sherlock, and Roman, huh? Alright, now what are you guys? Alright, now what are you guys? If the Op are after you, does that mean you're with the Rebel Army? Rebel Army? Hang on, we're not... Maybe I should try asking some questions, or where do I begin? Where do I begin? Now, calm yourself, my dear Watson. Allow me to do the explaining. First, we have a few questions of our own. I don't think so. First, you need to answer my... What year is it right now? Huh? Holmes is right. That's the first thing we need to confirm. It is abnormally cold, even for Russia. Can't possibly be the Russia we know. That could mean we're in a different time period, just like the singularities. I don't know why you're asking such a stupid question, but fine. It's 2020. What about it? I see. What about that enormous storm? It appears to be nothing so much as a solid wall composed of incredibly powerful wind. Is that normal? Hell no, it's not. I've been living here in Russia for 20 years, and I've never seen anything like it before. Is it true what they say about the world getting closed off? It would seem that it is. As of right now, the only place we can confirm actually exists is Russia. We came here from beyond Russia to see if we can't do something about it. Beyond? You mean from outside Russia? I don't know what they're talking about. What could he mean outside Russia? There is nothing outside Russia. Any land people could have lived on should be long gone by now. I guess it could be from the boonies, but then again, they're not Yaga either. Maybe there really are still other nations out there. All right, I can tell you got your own stuff you're dealing with, but I'm not gonna pry. I'm not looking for friends. So then, why is a bunch of outsiders like you on the outs with the Op? Unfortunately, your guess is as good as ours. We still don't even know what they really are. That being the case, we would tremendously appreciate if you could tell us, what are the Op? You're kidding me. How did you survive this long without knowing even that? The Op are brutal hunters. Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Ivan the Terrible? Wasn't he a Russian czar? Yes, he was. If you know that much, then more detailed explanations can wait. Wait a moment. Pat just told us that this is still the year 2020. If it is, why would Ivan the Terrible's bodyguard still be around? Maybe he's a servant? Huh? A servant? You guys have some pretty bizarre questions. Ivan the Terrible is alive and well. He's been around for almost 500 years, so he's the oldest Yaga of all. I take it the Yaga are your kind? That's right. Jeez, you outsiders really don't know anything, do you? How the hell did you all survive this long being this ignorant? You've been living under a rock the last few hundred years or something? Then again, they do say this kind of ignorance is common for mages. Would you tell us about your history? I can only give you a real brief overview. You do know about the Great Cold War the Great Cold Wave that happened 450 years ago, right? The new Ice Age, they say, happened after a meteor struck the planet. Once that hit, Earth turned into an ice planet. It is so cold that the old species, the humans, couldn't survive here anymore. They say that none of the other countries were able to handle the cold, so their populations died out. But Russians have always dealt with the cold, so we had it better here. Even so, we still lost about 90% of our population. Hell, we nearly lost a whole damn country. So before that could happen, Ivan the Terrible and a mage developed a plan. We, the Yaga, are the result. Does that mean you're a mixture of demonic beast and human? What the? Who are you? And why are you so tiny? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a passing genius, doing as geniuses do. So the people of Russia were combined with demonic beasts via some kind of magecraft. Do I have that right? Yeah, got it in one. Not that I remember any of it myself, though. I've been a Yaga my whole life. This is my first time ever seeing the old human species. I see. That explains quite a lot. Thank you, Pat. Now, who are you guys anyway? We're with Chaldea. Chaldea? An organization tasked with the preservation of humanity and saving the world. And now I have even more questions. Basically, we're here to save the world. Huh. Well, ain't that something? So are you like a bunch of idiots then? I understand how fantastical that must sound, but I assure you, we are deadly serious. Well, whatever. Whatever nutty plan you guys got up your sleeve, if it'll shake things up around here, I'm all for it. After all, you're the first outsiders I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'll do you a favor and forget I ever heard your nonsense. Just hurry it up with the hunting grounds info. Very well then. Show me a map and I'll tell you where to go. You better not be pulling my tail about this. Alright, this is our hometown. Or this is our town here. So this is Yaga Shmol. This city far up to the northeast must be Yaga Moscow. Oh, so they just added Yaga to the names of the Russian cities. Okay. In that case, this spot here is one of the hunting grounds I discovered earlier. Just so you guys know, I may hate the op, but I hate liars even more. Now stay put until I get back. Got it? Don't worry, we'll hold down the fort while you're gone. Good. But don't go touching my food. I'm saving it all to make it through the winter. Looks like he's gone to check out those hunting grounds. By the way, Holmes, can I pick your brain for a moment? What? What is this place? Why have humans been combined with demonic beasts? That violates one of Magecraft's strictest taboos. Is this what all singularities are like? No. It would hardly be unusual for one. That is abundantly clear. What is abundantly clear is that this is not our own history. Still... What is it, Master? Something seems different about this singularity. Regardless, We now know that the opponent you two must face is Ivan the Terrible, a version of him who has somehow managed to survive for approximately 500 years, strange as that may sound. The Op were indeed Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Now then, Gordolf, allow me to ask you something. Yes, what is it, Holmes? Are you certain the Op you defeated was not in fact human? Oh yes, absolutely. He dissolved into nothing once I socked him with a good golf punch. From the look of it, I would guess he was a familiar of some sort. He's even got a name for his punches. Golf punch. I concur. I too sensed nothing human about them during my own skirmishes. Originally, the Op were a corps of soldiers established by Ivan the Terrible himself. It is said they dressed completely in black, carried around dog heads and whips made from bristling animal pelts, and only rode black horses. Their job was to eradicate the Tsar's enemies. It is said they would set upon their opponents like dogs and clean them out as swiftly as a broom gathering dust. They swore absolute loyalty to the Tsar, and committed all manner of unspeakable atrocities in his name. But none of them became heroic spirits. As Gordolf surmised, they are familiars belonging to Ivan the Terrible. Did he make them with his noble phantasm? I'm going to ask about the noble phantasm. Those are certainly the two most likely possibilities. The terror the Op wrought swept throughout all of Russia, after all. It is quite possible that creating them could have become a skill or even noble phantasm he possesses. And if the Op are still terrorizing all of Russia, does that mean Ivan the Terrible is a servant responsible for the attack on Chaldea? Oh right, he isn't a servant. He's flesh and blood, just like Nero was. Nonetheless, we have far too few options available to us at this point. As such, a first order of business should be securing a ley line. Well, as luck would have it, I detected something that looked an awful lot like a ley line back when Rome and Amash were making their escape with Pat. Ooh, excuse me. Unfortunately, it is quite a ways from your current position. It'd be extremely risky for the two of you to head there alone. Well then just have that furred freak take you there. Has to be something in it for Pat. We don't have time to think about what that thing may stand to gain. The moment these creatures combine themselves with demonic beasts, they cease to be human. Either way, we should wait for Pat to come back. We may not be able to convince him to take us, but maybe he'll at least tell us about a safe path. Looks like I found myself a real bunch of weirdos. I'd only ever heard about the old species in legends. Seeing how weak they are in person, it's a wonder they survived as long as they did. I guess technically they're our ancestors. Maybe that's why I never thought to eat them. I can always leave them to fend for themselves if they don't have anything to offer, but it looks like they know a whole bunch of good hunting grounds. Now, more than anything, they're new. I've never seen anything like them before in my life. Most Yaga wouldn't be comfortable with that, but oddly enough, it doesn't bother me at all. I know it's things like that put me at odds with other Yaga. Oftentimes I'll find myself thinking, asking myself questions like, why do we have to be strong? Why is it wrong to be weak? And why? Why are we always starving for something, never feeling satisfied? Whenever anyone hears me, they just laugh. They tell me I'm a fool and ask why I would waste my time thinking about meaningless crap. I know it's meaningless just as much as anyone. I wish I could stop myself from thinking about these things too, but... Pat. Hey, Pat. What is it? Are you going hunting? So what if I am? Sorry, but these hunting grounds belong to the town. Why do you think I only hunt the strays? Those stray demonic beasts belong to the town too. Not that any are straying off anyway, since that spot's been closed down. Is that so? Fine, I'll just have to find somewhere else to hunt, won't I? I glared at the jackass as I turned around and headed off in the opposite direction from the sealed-off hunting grounds. It's not just him. The other Yaga are keeping their eyes on me too, making sure I don't go messing up their territory. Some demonic beasts are easier to hunt than others. The Kritcha tend to be on the harder side, since they'll keep calling in reinforcements until you're overwhelmed, but there are some places it's manageable. like, say, a ravine that leads to a dead end. Somewhere, the other Critchit can't hear their pack mates' cries for help. The Yaga have taken advantage of that and set up hunting grounds that make it easy to harvest demonic beasts. It may not compare to what I hear the old times were like, when they used to breed enough domesticated beasts on farms for everyone to eat. But nowadays, hunting grounds like that, where you can hunt in safety and rest easy knowing the beast will multiply again over time, are lifelines for us. Which is why it only takes getting labeled as a weakling once for everything to go south. It doesn't take long for a Yaga to die if we don't get enough to eat, and this town is ruthless about seeing the runt of the litter cut loose. The whole town makes it a point to eliminate nearby villages, curry favor with the Tsar, and Koto to the op. I don't know, whatever. They know about the Yaga's ironclad law that only the strong may eat, and maliciously use it against us. I know I'm skating on thin ice myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can't defy the Tsar. I've got no choice but to run from the op. But if these humans I've met really are mages, and they really do end up saving the world, maybe that'll help this constant ache in my chest go away. Even a little. Of course, I still don't know if I can even trust them. Well, I'll be damned. I can't remember the last time I killed this many. With a haul like this, I can still scrape by even after they pick me clean for taxes. Pat! What is it? You're looking flushed today, aren't you? This is about my taxes, right? Here, take it. Yep, that takes care of you. But what about your mother's taxes? Hey, it's no fur off my snout. Your old lady's not pulling her weight anymore anyway. And you know as well as I do that this town doesn't need any Yaga who can't hunt. Honestly, I don't even know why you bother paying her share. It doesn't make a damn lick of sense. None of your business. Here, there's my mother's share. This town has no use for my mother anymore. She's well aware of that, so all she does now is wait around to die. Waiting for the time when she finally starves to death. Well, that's not going to happen as long as he keeps helping out, right? Who is it? Here's some meat. I'll just leave it here. Oh, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. Don't worry about it. My husband and son will be home soon. Why don't you stay and eat with us? No thanks. She doesn't even recognize my face anymore. Yeah, I figured. She got dementia or something like that. They say it happens a lot once a Yaga gets up there in years. They say their memories get fuzzy, so they start clinging to them more and more until they end up living the rest of their lives in a fantasy world. There's no point in keeping my mom alive anymore. I should just let her die and become one with the earth. It's not like she'll be any help to me while she's still kicking. Only the strong have a right to eat, and she hasn't been strong for a long time. So then, why do I keep helping her like this? Because she's your mom. I'm back. Your info was good. Brought in my biggest haul in ages. Hard to believe there was that good a hunting spot right near the town that nobody ever noticed before. Thanks to your tip, I've still got a bunch left over even after paying my taxes. Though I did get a few snide remarks about my haul. Snide remarks? It's a long story. Never mind that. What other hunting grounds have you got for me? Hurry up and tell me so I can go check it out. Gotta hunt while I've still got the energy. Of course, of course. Very well then, I imagine you may not have much of a response to this next question, but I must ask nonetheless. What can you tell us about that mysterious tree? If anything, I was hoping you guys could tell me that. What the hell is that thing? Do you remember when it first appeared? About 3 months ago, I'd say. Everyone was all excited when it first showed up, saying it was a miracle the Tsar performed for us, but it never actually gave us anything useful. The Op don't react to it either, so all I really know is that it's just a big damn tree. Are we done now? Because I want to go check out those other hunting grounds while... Just a moment. Now that we know the full extent of the situation, I'm afraid that information was insufficient. Oh, come on. I don't have anything else I could trade you. Unless you're after my gun. And you can have that over my dead body. No, it's not that. We want a kite. A kite? All you have to do is collect some materials. I could tell you what we need right now if you like. And now that I have a clearer picture of your people's technology and cultural progress, I am quite certain you should have little trouble finding them. Alright, as long as I don't have to leave town. Thank you. I commend your decisiveness. Good show, Pat. What do you want with a kite, Holmes? Shouldn't we have traded for food first? The pudgy one is right. It's been too long since I've had a decent cut of roast beef. The pudgy... Look who's talking. Not at all. Food's crucial too, of course, but as they say, safety first. This is what you're going for, right, Holmes? Indeed. It will require a bit of brute strength, but we will be taking a page from Benjamin Franklin's book. I see. I see where you're going with this. You want to connect it to the briefcase. I do. Wait, are you guys trying to generate power? Precisely. If you are to summon servants again, you will need that Spirit Origin briefcase, power, and a ley line. That's barbaric. Why, it's downright primitive. Hey, if it works, shut up. Not at all. That briefcase was originally designed to be usable even in eras without electricity. All Roman need do to make use of it is draw a summoning circle on a ley line and wait for a single bolt of lightning to strike. Man, I really am a genius, aren't I? I doubt there's anyone else in all history who could have made the summoning system this streamlined. Being me is so awesome. Alright, so when is the next thunderstorm? Our forecast says tomorrow. Suffice to say, that time is not on our side. I'm afraid we must get this kite ready to fly before the end of the day. Now then, Miss Roman, have you ever made a kite before? Technically, I guess? Excellent. Now is the time to put that knowledge to use. There you go. They were all real easy to find. Now, are you going to tell me about those other hunting grounds? Of course. I am pleased to make an equitable trade. This one's far. Probably take me a day to get there. Alright, you guys stay put. Don't go outside, and don't eat anything besides the food I gave you. Good luck. Man, it feels weird getting a send-off. Alright then, now it's time for arts and crafts. Nice! Remember, without this kite, you will not be able to summon servants. It is no exaggeration to say that the very fate of the world hinges upon this kite. This may be the most important arts and crafts project in the history of mankind. No pressure. Cut, cut. No, no, not that one. That one. Yes, you're supposed to cut that one. No, not there. This is so frustrating. I'm sorry, Da Vinci, but it's not always easy to understand what you mean. No, not there. How is the kite supposed to fly if you cut there? No, that's correct. The next cut needs to be on the opposite side. Really? I never knew there was so much to kite making. I always thought you just stuck some poles to fabric like a tent, and the whole thing just flies. Here's some water, Senpai. Just relax and take it nice and easy. I have to say, though, this is kind of fun. I only hope it ends up flying well. Yeah, me too. I can bend the wire we're using for the kite's frame, Senpai. I am a demi-servant, after all. Don't be silly. In your normal form, you're even weaker than Roman is. Oh, right. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events. I can already hear the rumble of thunder nearby. The kite's design should be fine, but we still don't know whether it'll fly. It will fly in this world. The world is enveloped in a raging storm, after all. There is no telling how violently the winds may be blowing at high altitudes. Nonetheless, the kite's frame should be sturdy enough to accommodate extreme conditions. At this point, we have done all we can. Great, that was the last part. It might have been a long and winding road to get here, but at least we got there. Or got here. Now for the most important touch. What sort of picture should we draw on it? Damn it, Da Vinci, I'm a master, not an artist. What? But I was all set to paint a Vitruvian good enough to put on the Voyager. Stop that, you'll frighten the locals half to death. Just scribble some ASCII expression on it and be done with it. Well now, I'm impressed you know about that. True, it is important to retain one's sense of playfulness. Miss Kyrielite, would you do the honors of drawing something? Of course, art design is one of my specialties. That's good to know. Don't worry, Master. I'll make sure it's a glamorous kite that will make everyone sit up and take notice. Do we really want them to take notice, though? Well, it is... Well, it's certainly one of a kind. I'm sorry. I did my best to convert your face into a Euclidean plane, Senpai, but I'm afraid it didn't go as well. Didn't go so well. I like it. It has a unique charm about it, and it should serve to ward off evil spirits. Now you'd best be on your way. I'm afraid we don't have time to wait for Pat to return. Whoa. I'll leave him a note letting him know where we are. Okay, Master, let's sneak out of here. I think the point of sneaking out is not to leave... Okay, never mind. There are a lot more people... Yaga here than I thought there'd be. Huh? What was that sound? Let me guess, are they doing something to Pat? Anastasia. Where are you, Anastasia? I am here, my Tsar. Ah, my Empress, my beloved wife. Tell me, is Russia at peace? Of course it is, my Tsar. The Op are fighting hard all throughout the land in order to spread your glory far and wide. Please, rest and do not be troubled. I see. So Russia is at peace. That makes 200 years of peace in Russia. What about the outside? I must spread my glory beyond Russia's borders. I must share it with those from other lands who can only shiver in the cold, waiting for their ends. Tell me, how fares Europe and the Far East? They too are at peace, my Tsar. Europe has bowed to your will, and negotiations in the Far East are proceeding apace, I guess, I don't know. The war is over, and Russia will have their allegiance soon. I see. That is good. No, that is not good at all. Peace alone is not enough. I must press onward with renewed vigor and expand my domain. I must unite the world and ensure its happiness. Amadeus? Really? Oh, altar, huh? Very well. So sleepy. Am I dreaming? Good night, my Tsar. May your repose be blessed with sweet dreams. Did you get Ivan's attack under control? Yes, he is sleeping soundly now, thanks to Mozart's piano. Even though the Tsar is from a Lostbelt, the musical arts seem to have an oddly powerful effect over him. I'm even feeling a bit sleepy myself now. Good. We need him to stay asleep for the time being. We can't have him finding out what's really going on and heading out on a campaign. That'd be the worst possible scenario. We must first be certain that his rule extends throughout the Lostbelt before we do anything else. Then I will entrust him to Amadeus for a while and deal with the rebels myself. The mere thought that there is a rebellion taking place fills me with revulsion. No, not an option. There's no way Amadeus alone can keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts really acting up, even I couldn't say what might happen. And I can't stand that. As much as is possible, I want to eliminate any chance of surprise for my plan. When I need your help, I'll make sure to call for you after the Tsar has been safely secured. As you wish. You are my master, and I am your servant. I will trust in your judgment. Thanks. That'll be a big help. Pardon me. I hope I'm not interrupting your pillow talk. Shut up. Don't like you. Get off the screen. I'd watch your tongue if I were you, Metropolitan Macarius? You may be the Tsar's mentor, but I am still a member of the Imperial family, and I will not tolerate such uncouth remarks. You wound me, Grand Duchess. I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Russian Imperial family. No matter what sort of family they may be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have met. How dare you? Wait. Both of you stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? Then quit following the Grand Duchess around and hurry up with the repairs to the cathedral. Or do you have something urgent to tell us? Did something happen with one of the other Lostbelts? Of course. This is very urgent, Cryptor number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have a chance to prove yourself in battle. You're kidding me. They already showed up? They have. There's been a disturbance on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our own Russia. We haven't pinpointed their exact location yet, though. Still, this is their first Lostbelt. It will take them at least several days to fully comprehend how the world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them, while they are still regaining their balance. I don't want to leave the Tsar's side right now. I'll let the Op handle them. Besides, Koyenskaya is the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Or are you going to do it yourself? That might give you a chance to be useful for a change. Oh no, I couldn't. Unfortunately, the Tsar's condition worries me as well, so I would much rather not stray too far from Yaga Moscow. As for Miss Koyenskaya, you may well be the blame for this little predicament. Or she may well be the blame for this little predicament. Yeah. But she too is quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of a rather private nature. It is very much in line with her hobbies. Hobbies? She's supposed to be leading the Op. What else could she be up to? Kadak, I'm told that woman has been going around distributing food to the Yaga at exorbitant prices. So exorbitant that they're forced to rob their neighbors of everything they have to even have a hope of purchasing it. I can't believe her. We came all this way and she's still going around picking on the weak. Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you are genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. But Koyenskaya, I can't make heads or tail of what she's thinking, or what she really wants to do. I mean, unlike you, she can come and go between Lostbelts whenever she pleases, right? Then why can't we make her go to one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around a destitute world like this one. I'm afraid not. She's not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. In one sense, her actions stem from a love for humanity that includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them, and stepping on them. She will never oppose us or the Cryptors. It's best to think of her as a difficult mercenary who will get the job done as long as you can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree that she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then, I will speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she is here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, Master of the Grand Duchess? Fine with me. If she's going to call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Op aren't going to die as long as Ivan keeps dreaming. Tell Koyanskaya to make sure she finishes off Chaldea's leftovers for good this time. They're only human, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Have her keep an eye on the major ones, and take them out as soon as she finds them. Understood. I really must point out, though, how terrible a thing that is for you to say of your former comrades. Kodak Zemlipus? And here I thought you were a kinder soul than that. Have these last few months been hard on you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself. I'll admit I've been pushing myself past my limits, but I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Chaldea's people are my former comrades. Emphasis on former. Now, as the only master in Russia, in this Lostbelt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. I'm going to pull off something a master from proper human history never could. I have to. Well, it's good to see you're in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young, after all. Rest assured, you have my full support. Kadik Zemlipus, I have nothing but respect for your aspirations and for your determination. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing his last name, but I don't really care. But I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where that hostility of yours comes from. Hostility, huh? So he's basically telling me to get over myself and accept that they're my rivals. The hell they are. They just got lucky. That's... You mustn't say things you don't really mean, Kadik. Even if you are only bluffing. Lies like that will only eat away at you. Kadik, you weren't able to save the world. That is simply a fact, and one you must accept. They accomplished something you could not. That is why you must take advantage of this new opportunity to show everyone what you can really do. This is your opportunity to show them how strong you truly are, to demonstrate why you are a crypter, why you are one of those who were originally meant to save the world. I know. Believe me, I know. So is that the end of this? Possibly. Yep. Alright, so what do I get? Oh, Mystic Code. The Arctic Code, okay. Nice. Oh god. More story, okay. This is probably going to deal with them getting the ley line set up, right? Alright, we'll see about getting this done. And then we might call it a day for this video. Yaga. There are a lot more people, Yaga here than I thought there'd be. Okay, so we're picking up where we left off. Huh? What was that sound? Yeah, maybe we should stay put. Or should we check it out? I'm gonna flip a coin on this one. Let's see. Heads will be check it out, tails will be stay put. It's heads. Understood. Let's try to keep out of sight. Yeah, let's at least not be seen. Hold it. What do you think you're doing? There's no possible way anything good can come of this. Holmes, Da Vinci, are you completely oblivious to the concept of risk management? What's the matter? According to the memories I possess, this is how they always do things. Like they say, knowing what the right thing to do and actually doing it are two different things. Yeah, I guess we're always kind of reckless. It looks like someone's handing out food. They're certainly all lining up for something. Oh god, it's what's her name, isn't it? Hello again, my little Yaga. Congratulations on making it through another day in your miserable lives. It's so sad, isn't it? No matter how hard you work, you can never save enough to live on, or hope to move up in the world. But don't worry, your cute little guardian angel is here to help you all survive this horribly dark, dreadful blizzard. Don't be shy. Come on up and take a gander at my goods. There is nothing NFF services can't provide, whether it's food, medical equipment, or even prohibited goods like alcohol. That's... That voice. The one positively dripping with honey atop ice cream atop even more honey. Both of you hide. Watch from as far away as possible. Do not approach under any circumstances, not unless you want to get ensnared in a honey trap like I was. That's the most convincing thing he's ever said. Welcome to TV Koyanskaya's Honey Kitchen, now open for business. Hello and good day, all you lovely customers. I do appreciate your knowingly patronizing my cruel little establishment. Patronizing, I don't know. Oh yes, I know all about how hard it is being a Yaga. You know, very hard. You have very hardy bodies, so hardy in fact that you're practically immortal. But the trade-off is that you burn through calories at a tremendous rate. Really, you all die so comically quickly if you aren't eating about 10 times the food a good old-fashioned human would. You might say that Yaga traded the ability to survive extreme cold for truly shoddy energy efficiency. At any rate, if you don't get enough calories here in Russia, you'll soon end up a Yaga-sicle. But fortunately, I've come all the way from Yaga Moscow to help you survive. Now come on, don't be shy. Empty your wallets and prostrate yourselves before your savior goddess. Prostate yourselves before your savior goddess. So the human's back again, huh? Damn it, how dare she mock us like that? Hey, shut your damn mouth. Do you want her to start making us jump through impossible hoops again? At least pretend like you're grateful to her. Yeah, her methods aside, at least she's helping us. Hi, Miss Koyanskaya. I'd like to buy some food, please. Is everything okay, Miss Koyanskaya? How sad. How truly, truly sad. You Yaga must have... piroshki for brains? How could you possibly forget the proper way to address your owner? It's Mistress Koyanskaya, peons. I swear, your minds are as frail as your bodies are ugly. You're completely lacking in tact and have not a shred of decorum. What an achingly dull world you ended up with. I don't know what your leader was thinking, combining humans with animals. Now you've lost the innocence of the latter and the brains of the former. All you've managed to do is cancel out the good bits of either half of you. And you have the gall to call yourselves a new species just because you can barely eke out an existence here? What a joke. What was that? Hey you, I don't care if you're one of the Tsar's personal guard. Nobody talks about us like that and gets away with it. The Tsar himself came up with our demonic beast transformation policy. The only ones who would criticize it are traitorous rebel... God. Yeah, that was bad, but whatever. Huh? No way. See what happens when you oppose me? So sorry about that, my little Yaga. My op are special, you see. They're a type that reacts instantly if I get just the teensiest bit upset, so be sure you watch your language. But, Miss Koyanskaya, just now, you were the one who was... Oh, do my ears deceive me, or are you the second brave moron with a death wish of the day? No, I'm not. Forgive me, Mistress Koyanskaya. There we go. I knew you could do it. Now let's get down to business. Since your food shortage problems keeps getting worse, I made sure to bring twice as much as last time. Go ahead and load up on anything you like. There's plenty to go around. Alright, as long as we can get more what's with these prices? Ah yes, 1 cut of Critchet shoulder meat. That'll be 500,000 rubles, please. That's 3 times more expensive than last time. And we couldn't even afford the prices back then. This isn't helping us at all. It used to be as long as we obeyed the Tsar's laws, he'd provide us with the minimum amount of food we needed to get by. But now we have to trade everything we've got down to our furniture? And if that wasn't bad enough, the prices keep going up every damn time. You're bleeding us dry for everything we've got. Why are you torturing us like this? Oh my, I don't like the sound of that. Is that an incipient riot I smell? Well, as the Tsar's personal guard, I guess I'd better do something about that, hadn't I? Perhaps we can try another way of resolving the food shortages then. Wait, please. We're not looking for trouble. It's just, with prices like these, you might as well be telling us to die. Could you at least put them back to what they were last time? That way we should just be able to pay. Please, Mistress Koyenskaya, I'm begging you. I wish I could help you, now that you're finally wising up a bit. But I can't. Sorry. What you see is what you get. Prices may go up, but they never go down. That's NFF Service's most sacred rule. Besides, you aren't really incapable of paying, right? I know you've still got room to fall back on. Room to... I promise you, we don't. This is all we... Don't be silly. You've still got plenty to work with. You've stamina to waste arguing with me. You've got plenty of nerve, letting the rebels remain at large. And you've got a friend right there next to you, one with just as much money to spare. Isn't it the Yaga way to take from the weak? Besides, I said it myself earlier. There's more than one way to resolve a food shortage, and that's kill some of you. Or half of you, I don't know, however many she's going to kill, but there's going to be a lot of you dead. So that's the way it is, huh? Since you're telling us this, and you're one of the Tsar's personal guard, if I go along with this, I won't get in trouble? Nope, I couldn't care less about silly ethical concerns you pathetic little things might have. Huh? Hey, don't tell me you're just giving up. Come on, give her a piece of your... Don't worry, I'm not. Let's go get us some food together. You, me, and your money. Okay, so she's gonna have them kill each other. For money. At least we've avoided being spotted. Koyenskaya just left with the wagon. Along with the Yaga who collapsed when their friends struck them in the head. Mash, Roman, neither of you looks or sounds particularly happy about that. Tell me what happened, as briefly as possible. Broad strokes will suffice. Koyenskaya, the woman who attacked Chaldea, was distributing food to the townspeople. But it looked like she was charging them prices high enough that she was really just extorting them. Eventually, the Yaga started arguing with her about the prices, and then a fight broke out among them, and only half of the Yaga there ended up receiving food. I think the other half were probably killed by their friends. Do you mean the ones who acquired food did so by stealing their friends' money? Even if she was attempting to reduce their numbers, that is a needlessly cruel way to do so. I suppose culling half their population will help the remaining Yaga as there are fewer mouths to feed, but... Hey, spare me your cold-blooded analysis. The point is that Koyenskaya is a demon dressed as a woman. Roman, as of right now, you have no means of fighting back. Had Koyenskaya seen you just now, you would be dead, just like I would be. Of course, in my case, I turned a few of the op into goo with my Goth Punch magecraft. But a pale imitation of a mage like yourself would have no chance. Lucky for you, you had some shadows to cower in. That suited you far better than a mage's outfit. In that sense, you did well. I understand how you must feel, so you did well to stay out of sight regardless. Director Gordolf. Still, what a wretched stroke of luck to learn that Koyenskaya is here in Russia as well. I'll say, and on top of that, she's a servant. These magical energy readings don't lie. She must have been concealing that in Chaldea, but she obviously isn't bothering to hear. She must have been working for Kirs, for the Cryptors. So that priest is most likely a servant as well, since he was clearly there as Koyenskaya's equal. Nonetheless... What is it, Mr. Holmes? Are you concerned by the astounding lack of judgment that Mr. Gordolf showed by unwittingly bringing both Koyenskaya and Father Kodomine to Chaldea? I'll have you know, I'm the greatest victim in all this. Have you not a shred of consideration? Roman, what have you been teaching your charge that makes her think it's okay to backtalk to her superiors? That she said it with such a straight face only makes it all the more painful. In Koyanskaya's case, you're quite right, Miss Kyrielite. Gordolf was undoubtedly lax in his vetting, but so too was Koyanskaya's disguise immaculate. But the same cannot be said for Father Kotomine. I think that's how you pronounce it. He was a genuine clergyman sent in official capacity by the Holy Church. As such, Gordolf had no advanced contact with him, and thus cannot be held liable. I believe Father Kotomine and Koyanskaya must have first met in person on the boat Chaldea in the Antarctic. Isn't that right, Director? Yes, that's right. I'm quite certain he was absent for most of my meetings. In which case, they must have executed their plan via a network we had no means of learning about. We shall need to investigate that soon. Now then. Da Vinci, Miss Roman, although untimely, there is something else I must tell you. There is no man by the name of Kotomine Kyrie employed by the Holy Church. Or at least, there was no one by that name in the 2019 list of the Church's clergy. Really? Then does that mean the name Kotomine Kyrie is made up? No. Someone by that name did in fact exist at one time. However, according to Chaldea's records, Kotomine died in Japan in 2004. I'm not going to continue trying to pronounce his first name. I know I'm mispronouncing it. So basically he's a zombie. Has that sucker-punching backstabber actually been a Suedo servant all this time? Or maybe he's a servant that's basically a heroic spirit possessing a dead body. Well, is that sort of thing even possible? I wish I could say for certain that there is no heroic spirit who can be summoned using a dead body as its host. But it is very possible that there are certain heroic spirits who may only be summonable as Suedo servants using a dead body for a host. However, this information can at least lay that theory to rest. The Holy Church's report says the following. Kotomine's body was completely incinerated at the time of his death, making recovery impossible. In other words, Father Kotomine's body no longer exists, at least not in our world. And maybe he actually came here from this Russia. That is a possibility, but at this point, that is all it is. We still have far too little information to theorize any further. Well, I thought I smelled something delicious. Do I detect some adorable little rats hiding out in this back alley? I do wish I could let you get away, but now that I found you, I certainly can't do that, now can I? Especially not after Kotomine just told me to squish any repulsive insects I happen to find. Hello, my little Chaldeans. Congratulations on making it back alive. I must applaud your luck and sheer tenacity. Yep, it's her. Master, get back. Aw, look at you, bravely trying to keep your master safe. But you really should know better, Mash. If you're going to act like you can fight, you'd better be ready for your enemy to call your bluff. Consider your current situation, your abilities, your position. You may be okay with dying yourself, but what about the girl behind you? At times like this, the best thing you can do is throw away your pride and roll over like the dog you are. Say, we'll never roll over for you. Just kidding. It's hilarious seeing you flailing about so desperately, Roman. Luckily for you, I'm still not done with my work for today, and I like to do one job at a time. So I won't come looking for you until tomorrow. Killing you now would go against my principles. So for today, I'll be generous and let you go off on your merry way. Besides, I expect that'll make things more interesting down the road. After all, it's not fair for Karak to have all the advantage. We should give you at least something of a fighting chance. First you destroy Chaldea, and now you want to pit Senpai against Karak and the others. Calm down, Mash. But... that's right, I'm going to have you and the Cryptors kill each other, Roman. That's what we've been working towards all this time. It would be a huge disappointment if all that buildup were to fizzle out at the very first Cryptor. I was going to say chapter. Good grief. I trust you're listening in, Sherlock Holmes. How could you let them go out without any protection whatsoever? Shouldn't you be way more cautious? If any other servants had been assigned to Russia instead of me, your little journey would be over now. I never thought I would see an enemy servant concerned for her opposition. Although, the other servants, you say. Would you mind giving us any more hints while you're at it? What is your true name? Who is your master? How many of you are there? And furthermore, what is the singularity really called? That's more like it. It's not worth crushing you unless you put up a decent fight. You did put one over on me back at Chaldea, after all. Next time I see you, I'll have to pay you back double. Oh, and unfortunately for you, I won't be offering up any more hints. I've been working my fingers to the bone over the past year to get everything ready. You'll just have to figure out whatever you don't yet know for yourselves. Our leader has come from far, far away and is intentionally staying out of the spotlight right now. Aren't you a Russian servant? Oh, that? You mean you can't tell? Just because I'm your enemy doesn't mean I'm an ally to Russia. To Kadak. I'm just going to go with Kadak. In the end, the Yaga are another branch of human evolution. That makes them very much an object of hatred for me. So I exploit them as brutally and thoroughly as I can. It's my life's work. I enjoy it and take it seriously. Besides, the whole notion of a societal structure that exploits the poor was something you humans came up with, wasn't it? Oh, but violence is bad. We don't want that now, do we? I may have made use of military force back at Chaldea, but only because I had no other choice. Normally, I wouldn't resort to such barbarism. If I'd had a year or so to carry all this out, I would have made sure you all ended up killing each other much more peacefully. Resorting to something as brutish as violence to destroy what you detest is the height of human folly. Your kind brought destruction down upon your own heads. I have no plans to stoop to your level. So there you have it. I won't lay a finger on you. I've already fulfilled His Imperial Majesty Ivan the Terrible's request to eliminate the biggest threat, Chaldeans. Controlling the Op now is just a bit of after-sales service. If you're going to fight this cryptor, I'll let him command the Op instead. So you're saying you have no intention of fighting us here because you're completely powerless? That you're going to let us go because we're not worth your time? That's right. Nice to see you finally understand, Mash. I'm impressed you were able to face the facts you really didn't want to. So I'll tell you what, in honor of that show of earnestness and loyalty, I really will let you off the hook this time. Truth be told, I was planning to gobble you both up right after you'd let your guard down. Ooh. That's it. That's the way, Mash, Roman. Don't fight an opponent you can't beat. That's the first law of the jungle. Since you're such smart girls, I'll go ahead and make you a promise. If you manage to survive Russia, I'll be sure to come see you again. When I do, we can hash things out, mano a mano. Keep on scurrying around like the little rats you are until then, okay? I'm an advisor to the cryptors, you see. As long as you keep on your little journey, we will meet again. Enemy servant. Is this really the energy signature of a servant? Regardless, I've lost that wicked magical energy signature. I'm sorry, Master. I wanted to do something about her, but I couldn't. I know. But, well, now that I've calmed down, I have so many questions. Why did she reveal herself to us? It's probably how she gets her kicks. What was that? Yeah, what was that scream? This is very bad. I understand how angry you both must be on seeing Chaldea's destructor, but I need you both calm. It seems things have taken a turn for the worse in that town. Make your way back to Pat's house immediately, and mind your surroundings. Understood. Okay, Master, let's keep out of sight. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, O Light of the Tsar. Everyone in this town is a good, upstanding Yaga who loves and worships the Tsar. Nobody here would ever think of defying him. I admit that my brother tried to join the rebel army and you executed him for that. But that has nothing to do with me, and I don't know anything about any mage. Glory to the... Okay, he's just going to repeat that. As his servants, it is our job to crush the seeds of rebellion quickly, before they can take root. Therefore, we have confiscated your belongings and burned down your house. This is the fate for all who would oppose the emergency prerogative. You can't be serious. We will ask the questions. Where is the mage? I told you, I don't know any mage. Then what? Then that is proof you do not fully understand the glory of the Tsar. Break him. Kill him. No, please. I'm begging. Master. Wait, I know someone. I know someone who defies the Tsar. Ugh. It's this guy, isn't it? His name is Pat. Come to think of it, they did seem to be treating him a bit strangely. There's something shady about him, and his father was killed for defying you guys. He's been real flush lately, too. He must be selling information to the rebel army. He's the one with the traitorous rebel army. Hey, are you kidding me with this with this shit? Pat! Why do you have to show up now? Who are you calling a traitor? You! Everyone knows you're with the rebel army. Right, guys? You bastard. Then how do you explain that haul? All the town's hunting grounds are sealed off, but you managed to pay your taxes and still had food to spare. That's all the proof we need. Alright, I did my part. So long, Pat. You are a member of the rebel army? You stand in defiance of the Tsar. You lack respect for the Tsar. Those who turn their backs on the Tsar's glory will be tortured until they have confessed their sins, then executed. Do not resist. Oh yeah? Watch me. He shot it! Pat just openly defied the Tsar. Ah, shit. Treasonous action confirmed. Normally, you would be eliminated. See that? That is what happens when you go flying off the handle without thinking ahead. Still, I must commend him for his timing. This will be an excellent distraction. Now then, Roman, I trust you know what to do next? Yeah, we're gonna go help him. Head to the ley line while the Op are preoccupied with that beast. I'm ready, Master. I mean, it's what we do, right? Right. Huh? Why would you do that? Because it's what we do? I understand your confusion, Gordolf, but this is simply how Chaldea rolls, as they say. I do hope you will learn to accept it. Rest assured that endeavors like this are far from fruitless. They may be fraught with risk, but their returns more than make up for it. That's right. This is the ship we're all on. Besides, this will also help save his life. Alright, Roman, grab Pat and get out of there. If you don't do something, he's going to keep fighting the Op until they kill him. I think so too. If it comes down to it, then It's not going to come down to that mash. I know she wants to really help, but... Treasonous action confirmed. Normally, you would be eliminated. At the moment, Captain Koinskaya is handling our actions, our protocol, and our pay. We cannot carry out any executions without her approval, so instead we will crush your limbs to neutralize you. Oh, that's nice. Pat! Huh? What are you guys doing here? We'll explain later. Please follow us. We know a surefire escape route. What's with her? She doesn't have any fur, just like Mistress Koinskaya. Is that the Khaldun everyone's been talking about? What are you... Rebels have no right to speak. Hold your tongue. Damn it all. Let's go, there's too many of them. You think I don't know? Wait. You guys have fought the Op before, haven't you? Yes, we have, so we know full well how quickly they move. Don't worry, I know we can get away. Indeed. However, know that if you follow our suggestion, you will no longer be able to return to this town. If that is acceptable to you, you will have our full support in making your escape. How about it? Why would that matter to him? You saw how the other creatures ratted on him? You there. You've been on the ouch with this town for some time now, haven't you? Surely you can't possibly have any lingering attachments. Even still, Colluder spotted. The captain must hear of this at once. Requesting authorization for execution. Damn it. Alright, I'll come with you. Now hurry up and lead the way, Roman. You don't want to get shot in the back, do you? Good, you managed to escape the town. I'm glad to see no one was hurt. We made it. Yes, Senpai's plan to knock things over in the alley to slow their pursuit worked wonders. That old trick, huh? Yeah, it was like something out of an old Japanese samurai movie. The kind where the hero escapes by periodically stopping to cut down one of the bad guys. Though, of course, you see that kind of thing in the London slums all the time, too. Good thing the Op never tried to shoot you. You probably wouldn't have made it out otherwise. I don't know what happened, but I guess there must have been some sort of mistake in the chain of command. Indeed. We should all be grateful for the stroke of good luck. For now, I'm afraid you must keep moving. I've put up a beacon at your destination. Miss Curiolite, would you mind showing Pat? Of course. Here, Pat. I see. So it's a top-down map of a mountain. It's tough to tell what's with all... It's tough to tell what's what with all these bumps. Oh, I get it. It's showing the mountain's elevation changes. That's pretty nice. That red light is your destination. Once you arrive at the mountain path, I would like you to lead the way. A map can only tell you so much, after all. As you are a local, we will have to place our trust in your knowledge of the region. Naturally, I would like you to avoid any areas where demonic beasts are known to appear, and do remember that we are under pursuit. Yeah, I got it. Come on, Roman, Mash, let's get going. Although, now that I think about it, I get the feeling you guys have been pulling my strings this whole time. A lot of people really hate your guts, don't they? They do. Especially good, honest people like yourself. Not afraid to admit it, huh, Holmes? Damn. Okay. Icy Cavern. So we're going to finish section 2 and then we're going to call it a night. It's already going to be 3:30. Well, 3:15. But, going to be probably close to 4 by the time I'm done. Oh well. I don't feel anyone staring daggers into my back anymore. It looks like we finally lost the Op. Damn it, why'd this have to happen to me? I'm so sorry. This is all our fault. We didn't know anything about this place, but we still had you take us to your house. Knock it off. Just forget about that. I wasn't thinking straight either. This is what I get for jumping at the chance to strike it rich without thinking it through. It's my fault as much as yours. So that makes us even. There's one thing I still don't get. Why didn't you use me as a decoy and run off when you had the chance? We couldn't just abandon you. No, we couldn't. Both Master and I wanted to help you. Times like that. You're supposed to let the other guy take the fall. But you guys just couldn't keep your noses out of it, huh? I mean, it's not like me dying's gonna make any difference to your survival. Indeed, the Beastman is exactly right. You're nothing but a defective demi-servant and a useless third-rate master. That's why I told you to stay out of sight instead of getting into fights you can't win. Sorry for everything. You're a weird one, aren't you? Or is that just how all mages are? The Yaga way of life is simple. Only the strong get to eat. Oh, but surely the weak serve a purpose as well by providing meat for the strong to consume. That is typically the law of the jungle, after all. Not for us. For us, the weak aren't even worth eating. Every Yaga knows that. Man, you mages really throw me off my game. I assure you, most mages would make the same choice you would under these circumstances. The one there with you now is the odd woman out. She is motivated primarily by her emotions rather than what she stands to gain or lose. God damn it. Guess I'll just have to lay low in some other town until the Op forget about me. Hell, at this point, maybe I really will join the Rebel Army. The Rebel Army, huh? I remember hearing them mentioned before. I presume they are a group who takes issue with Ivan the Terrible's reign? That's right. Word has it they've been around in some form or another for the last 450 years. Sometimes it was nobles fighting. Sometimes it was normal folk who'd run out of food. But whoever it is, it almost always ends with the Op slaughtering them. Though nowadays it sounds like they're still putting up a good fight. I also heard a strange rumor about them. Yeah, I remember now. They say their leader's a lady archer who still looks like one of the old humans before Ivan's reign began. An archer-class servant? I don't much care for bows myself, though I guess they can work decently against some of the larger demonic beasts. If she really is a servant, we definitely need to meet her and see if she can help us. At the very least, she's already fighting Ivan the Terrible, so it's safe to assume that our goals are already closely aligned. And if she's a rogue servant, so much the better. Servants can't reach their full potential without a master, after all. If you tempt her with a contract, she might even offer to join us of her own accord. I guess we'll see, but I don't know if it'll be that easy. So there's been a servant summoned here, but it would not seem to be a counter-reaction on the part of a Holy Grail. Perhaps this servant was summoned in consequence of our arrival with the proper human history spirit origin graph, or perhaps she is the last bit of resistance this land, no, human history itself, had to offer. Holmes, something on your mind? Of course, there is never a moment when my mind is not occupied. And in order for us to truly be able to act here, we must ensure the servant summoning is successful. You should be seeing an area well suited to summoning about now. A cave, to be precise. I see it. It's hard to see in this blizzard, but I think I can make out the cave now. I also hear thunder overhead. Hope you brought your kite. I understand it's statistically very unlikely, but I am a bit concerned about us getting struck by lightning. Sorry about that, but I'm glad you made it there in time. That thunder is the mark of some extremely precious energy, after all. Okay, Roman, it's time to fly that kite. Go on, help her, Mash. All right. Leave the flying to me, Master. By the way, Da Vinci, it is safe to fly a kite in a storm like this, right? You're sure I'm not going to be electrocuted or anything, right? Oh. That is not reassuring. That is not a reassuring response. This is why you really shouldn't work on such short notice. It's way too easy to forget about little details like that. But never mind that now. Come on, get that kite up in the air. Chop chop. You never answered the question. Look, Benjamin Franklin did an experiment very similar to this, and he came out of it just fine. Well, some of the people who tried to replicate his results weren't so lucky. But you can't do science without breaking a few science eggs. What sort of monstrous servants are you? I've never seen such a hostile working environment. Wait, that's it. I've just had a flash of inspiration. Roman, use your head. If there's a dangerous job to be done, delegate it to someone else. Say, that Yaga there with you. Perhaps his kind don't mind being zapped with lightning. Are you nuts? I wouldn't last 2 seconds. Lightning's one of the Tsar's most powerful weapons. It'd fry me like a piece of critchet bacon. Urgh. How dare you question my intelligence, Beastman? Think. You've already revolted against the Tsar of yours, haven't you? There's no turning tail and running away now. You need to face reality. Reality? That's rich coming from a furless bunch of pink-skinned humans from some fairy tale paradise. It would seem that the lightning here is strong enough to discourage even young Pat. Alas, we have no alternative. Miss Kyriolite, please connect the wire to the Spirit Origin briefcase. Once that is done, I want you to run as fast as you can while holding the kite horizontally. Understood. I'll make sure the kite gets airborne. Here it goes. There it is. The kite has reached the center of the thunderclouds. Activating conversion spell now! Way to go, Mash. Good. Continue to keep an eye on the kite. Continue to keep an eye on the kite, Miss Kyriolite. Miss Roman, remain on standby near the Spirit Origin briefcase. It is crucial for the summon that you be there. This is a forced summon. Once one of the heroic spirits you have bonded with has been summoned, they will convert the lightning into magical energy and use it to form a Spirit Origin. But that alone will not keep them here for very long. If a servant summoned via human magecraft is to remain in this world, they will need an attractor, a master that can serve as their anchor. Your job is to converse with the servant that appears, and form a contract with them immediately. I wonder who it's gonna be. What's all this about? Man, that thing's really up there. I swear, I have no idea what these humans are thinking. It's best if you don't. Just gonna confuse you more. Hold it, Holmes. Just because this isn't the Russia we know doesn't mean we can't let some commoner witness magecraft being performed. Can't you get that Wolfman to go off somewhere else? Surely you don't want to ruin his life by showing him things he's better off not knowing. I suppose you do have a point. Very well then. I will speak with him. Pat, I'm terribly sorry to ask this of you, but we are about to perform a highly secret ritual here. Would you mind waiting outside the cave until it is complete? Again, I do apologize. Wait, what? Poor Pat. So I'm not good enough to see their secret little ritual, huh? Damn it, they wouldn't even be here now if I hadn't shown them the way. What do I care about rituals? I could smell them. So they're over here, huh? Oh god, what is he bringing? Most Yaga go their whole lives without even hearing about mages, let alone meeting one. I know that mages worked with Ivan the Terrible to perform the spell that combined humans and demonic beasts, the one that created us, the Yaga. And I know that if they hadn't turned us into Yaga, we'd probably never have survived the Great Cold Wave. They say that mages are still at work trying all sorts of spells in the hopes that one of them can save the world. Of course, they also say that all mages were killed when they got on Ivan the Terrible's bad side. All the rumors are so vague as to be damn near worthless. I know that mages exist, but I have no idea what they actually do. I figured that, being a mage and all, they'd have so much magical energy that even a Yaga like me could sense it. But as far as I could tell, that Roman girl isn't anything special. If she were a Yaga, she'd have been too weak to survive more than a day after being born. I have no idea why the Op would care about her, or any of them. Still, I can't help but think. Maybe she really will end up saving the world. Which is why I can't stand them keeping this ritual thing a secret from me. Not after they've gone and gotten my hopes up like that. I can sense those two humans now, along with a ton of magical energy. Alright then, let's see what this secret ritual is all about. What is that? It was an intricately designed symbol of magecraft, one meant to make miracles possible. Everything's in place, Master. The Spirit Origin briefcase now has enough charge for a single summon. The girl extended her right hand and called out loud and clear. My will creates your body and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear. I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in the three words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. Wha? Those words bring about genuine miracles. They are an incantation spun in search of bravery and wisdom, all in the service of overcoming any difficulties that may stand in the way. The Fate System, a secret ritual for summoning heroic spirits. My name is Avisbron. I am a caster. I come in response to your summon. It would seem, though, that the circumstances are somewhat unusual. And you over there, are you an enemy? Spotted. Pat. I thought this might happen. You saw the secret summoning ritual. Cursed fool of a beast, how dare you trample all over my kindness? You haven't been kind at all. Roman, order that servant of yours to dispose of the witness. Now, calm yourself, Gordolf. Surely there is no need in a world with no mages association. For that matter, even if we weren't able to keep the summoning ritual perfectly secret, I doubt there is anyone in this Russia who could decipher it. Besides, I believe Pat understanding our power would in fact be to our benefit. That guy just appeared out of nowhere. Hey you, are you human? I am not. I am a servant, one who long ago made his mark on history. Thanks to my accomplishments, I ascended to the throne of heroic spirits. Now I serve this woman, for she is my master. Heroic spirit? Then does that mean you're like Ivan the Terrible? Oh, so our enemy is Ivan the Terrible, eh? That's going to be difficult. I've never seen this heroic spirit before. As a result of my summoning, I know all the information my master possesses. That said, it seems there are still many things we have yet to learn about this strange land. Now then, where to begin? Before we discuss matters further, why don't I show you what I am capable of? Demonic beasts. Damn it, I didn't even notice them following me here. A word of warning before I fight. My body is frail and weak. I may be the least useful out of all the classes in the sense that I cannot do anything by myself. But I am also a miracle worker. So to begin, I would like to show you what manner of miracles I am capable of performing. Oh, he made a golem. Now, let us do battle. Stretching. Yes. What is this? Gain a status that applies the following effects to all allies when defeated. Apply Invincible for 2 turns, 3 times at level 10, and recover HP. Greatly increase your NP gauge, increase art card effectiveness, and buster card effectiveness for yourself. Oh. Looks like he's mainly an arts user, because he's got 3 arts cards. Luckily, he's a caster, and all of these are assassins. Let's see. Let's at least make it 150. Deal heavy damage to all enemies and increase NP gain for all allies. Pretty good. He's got mostly arts cards, but he's a buster. Got a buster Noble Phantasm. Well, let's see. I'm assuming this is going to take them all out. His voice sounds familiar. Okay, maybe it didn't kill him. It only killed the one. Well, he did say he was frail. Alright, well that took out 2 of them. Do that all you want, but... Alright. His voice sounds kind of familiar, but I can't place it. Man, I still got 3 million for this Mystic Code. It's taken me forever to level this Mystic Code up to 10. That was incredible. Those stones, they just flattened those Critchit like it was nothing. These are my golems. I'm too weak to fight myself, so my only option is to have them do so on my behalf. Now, Master, we can talk more later. First, I'm going to make this cave into my workshop. That should strengthen our ability to summon, which will in turn allow you to make use of your spirit origin graph. Oh, nice. That way you may call upon the shadows of the servants registered within that briefcase whenever you like. You will, of course, only be able to do so in combat, as this power is sadly quite limited in its scope. Now then, I think I shall rest until the workshop is complete. Get to work, Golem. Master Roman, Mash Kyriolite. And Pat the Yaga, was it? Allow me to introduce myself again. My true name is Evisbrun. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's what I'm going with for now. As you can see, I am a caster, just a humble maker of golems. But given the circumstances, it would nonetheless seem that I am just a servant for the job. So you weren't part of the Spirit Origin graph. Miss Roman has never met you before. Then it must have been the land itself crying out for help that brought you here, rather than a bond with her. It would seem that the existing heroic spirits cannot easily materialize in this world. Nope, just one more thing that sets this place apart from a singularity. I guess this is what that magecraft theory was talking about. But that can wait. For now, I'm just glad we have a new ally, and one who seems likely to be very helpful at that. Evisbrun, given your particular expertise, do you think you might be able to repair the Shadowborder's armor? Let me see the data. By all means, go on. Go on, give it to me straight. We'll first need to find the right materials. I should be able to craft a suitable armor plate as long as we have quality ore imbued with magical energy. Ordinarily, such ore is only traded among mages, but I believe we should be able to find some here. Good answer. Just what I'd expect to hear from the forefather of all golems. Mind if I leave him in charge of fixing the Shadowborder's armor, Holmes? Not at all. That would certainly be a great help. Now then, Miss Roman, Miss Kyriolite, Pat. I believe we should decide on our next course of action. Assuming that's all right with you, Gordolf. Of course. I will have the final say, yes. Yes, naturally. Da Vinci, I would ask you to continue learning everything you can regarding the materials. For the other matter we discussed, that is. Okay, I'm on it. Right. In brief, I believe our next move should be to rendezvous with this rebel army. We now know that its leader is a servant. Moreover, there is a strong chance they will elect to join us, given that they oppose Ivan the Terrible. But we don't know where the rebel army is. I believe Pat can be of assistance there. You do know where they are, don't you? Not exactly, but I do know of a few villages that are rumored to have ties to them. Word has it they provide them with food, hide them from the op, that sort of thing. Then that is where we will go. I trust that's alright with you, Director. A village where rebels gather? I don't much care for that notion. For the notion, but then again, I won't have to be the one going there anyway. Very well then, be off with you, Roman. I await good news and a much overdue supply of food. The Shadow Border's reserves are nearly empty, and the state of one's belly has a direct effect on morale. I'm sure you are well aware of this, but the Border's staff are mentally exhausted as well. They have been battling hunger, the cold, and cabin fever for some time now. At least you've been able to walk around outside. Oh right, I almost forgot about that little problem. But are we sure we can even eat Critchet meat? We had better be able to eat it. Forget the roast beef now, I'd be happy with a side of bacon. The music family has been practicing alchemy for generations. Even if the meat does contain toxins, rest assured that I can make it edible. I've been stranded and alone in snowy mountains countless times before, so I have invented my own spells to turn bad meat good. I can even transform spoiled meat into sirloin. Why else do you think I've known as Music the Phoenix? Wow, what a useless, totally useful spell. It's definitely a narrow niche, but it's just the one we need right now. I'll do my best. I don't want your best, I want results. My future is resting on your shoulders, after all. I'll, do my best. Now you're buckling under the pressure. I think that's the end of this one. Okay, so it's only a little after 8:30. It's going to be 8:40 in about 2 minutes. Yay, another St. Quartz. How many St. Quartz do I have now? Before that, let's check out this. I want to see the whatever. Oh wait, did that tell me how many? Okay, I got 24. Okay, 5 days until I get my login bonus of 20. Okay. How many are in here? 2? Yeah, we'll do this one tomorrow. And continue on. Okay, so like I said, I will put timestamps into the description so that you all can skip the story segments if you want. Otherwise, just, watch it all the way through. And again, let me know if you want me to continue reading aloud the story. If you don't, then I will stop and just keep it there for like a couple seconds till give you all a chance to read it. I feel like that would be kind of boring though, since it'd be very quiet for a long time. But it's up to you. If you all want me to stop, I will, and if you want me to continue, then I will. Yeah, I think it's time for me to get some sleep. I won't be doing this on Saturday again, because I'm going to be doing all my reactions. And I should continue on Sunday. So until then, if you enjoyed this reaction, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and get updates in our releases. Check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for anything else we decide to post. And check out our Discord where you can chat with me or anyone else. It's also a good place to go to see if there are any updates to the channel. So until next time, bye. Hello everybody. I forgot to do this at the end of the FGO playthrough. I said I was going to show you which Gacha games or just games I had that you all wanted me to play through, if you all want me to play through any of them. So I just decided to do this little video to do that. Alright, so this is what I have. I don't think there's much I could do with a Girl Adrift. It's basically just one of those like fishing games. There's not a whole lot to it. But Arknights, I haven't gotten that far into. Aurora Legend, I haven't even played. Azure Lane, I'm not that far into. Bang Dream, I mean, they're in the second season. Destiny Child, I'm in the, I guess, second season of that as well. Epic 7, I haven't played. Obviously, Fate. Girls X Battle 2, I haven't played in a while. Memoria Freeze. I haven't played it in the last couple days, but I know there's a new, I guess, OVA story in the game right now, so I could play through that if you want me to. Moe Ninja Girls, I haven't played in like a year and a half. I have Pokemon Go, which would require me to leave the house. And it's not a good idea to be doing that right now. And then I have Review Starlight. Made by the same people who did Bang Dream. So it's kind of like, I guess you could say it's kind of like FGO in a way. Less rhythm game, more action battles and stuff like that. So yeah. If there's anything on this list you see that you want me to do a video for, let me know in the comments or something. If not, then, whatever, I'll just keep doing FGO. Whatever. So, yeah. That's about it. Let me know in the comments. Bye-bye.